SydeQuest, the show about games and the people who play them. I am your host, Tremayne Laughs, also known today, not to get sentimental, not to be that guy. They're going to call me Grady Stone. You want to know why they call me Grady?
Why do they call you Grady?
I do.
Really, yeah, I need to know.
Big grateful out here, dog.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? It's been a sweet weekend. My birthday passed. That was Sunday.
Happy belated.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Drew hosted a party for your boy. We was up. It was a good time.
There was balloons.
I did not expect to be here as long as we were, but I had a blast the entire time.
That's when you know it's a party.
That's when you know it's good.
That's when you know it's a vibe.
Yeah.
That's when you know it's a good time.
It was closed it out.
Yeah, close the shop on you.
Yeah.
That's
Last
why.
call and everything.
Man, he did try to kick us out.
All right,
He whipped out like a fucking bat. It was crazy.
That's all my
Sounds right.
secrets.
Yeah.
Big dog.
Where's the podcast coming to you? SydeQuest Games.
Oh, you're gonna put our location out?
Oh, wow.
We getting doxxed.
Are we getting swatted?
Where do you swap? Josh, a.k.a. Big Daddy, no context.
Oh, I'm assuming because you're a father.
Okay.
Zero context.
Okay.
You'll find out later.
Cool.
I don't.
It's an Adam Sandler reference. You specifically will find out. I'm just kidding.
I feel better about this now.
You got a little giddy.
Yeah, this week, games I've played, not many. Dicked around with Super Mario Odyssey a little bit on the Switch, which is fun.
That's solid.
Dicked around with it a little bit. I played.
Gotta give it a little dick.
I think almost. I played.
You know what? Hold on. That's my bad.
So for Josh, aka Big Daddy, no context. I didn't no Lorcana this week actually. Kind of gave it a break for a second with the new set coming out Friday, which is cool. I'm excited for it.
Sick, for sure.
New stuff coming out. So yeah, this is kind of the period where there's a little bit of a lull, obviously. So yeah, take a break from it. Played some video games. The thing I did this week that I actually, movie wise, I watched The Wild Robot. Anybody?
Yeah,
I want to see that.
Yeah.
It's on my list,
dude. The last 15 minutes, I was like,
I can't
hysterically crying.
anymore.
Yeah.
Dude, it was that good. It's like one of the best animated movies I've seen in a long time. It was like a new aged Wall-E kind of.
all right.
Which I love Wall-E.
Yeah.
I don't need to be crying out here, dog.
Yeah, right.
Dude, you will.
You will, 100%.
It was so good.
To be fair, as a parent, you will more.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know it's.
There's a lot of those.
Yes.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah. As soon as the children were born, I went from never crying in a movie to what's happening?
Dude, it is crazy the switch up.
Yeah.
I can attest to that now for sure. But yeah, it was excellent. So yeah, that's
on Peacock, right?
Peacock.
Because I put that on my watch list right next to Piece by Piece, and I have not watched that one yet.
It's great. Yeah.
And you watch Piece by Piece?
No.
Oh,
I thought you were talking about the Wild. Yeah.
I mean,
Please go.
I watched Step by Step.
No. Okay. Big Ron.
Ron, aka, can we open these cans?
Yes!
Wait! 3. We're gonna go. I keep doing it.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go.
That's so sad.
All right. Jeez. Okay. I don't.
Where's your Red Bull?
I don't know how much longer I can keep up with this waiting until. I've only successfully done it twice, and it's too many.
I don't know if you don't know this or not, but we're training you to be able to handle yourself longer and longer. Each time, it's going to get a little bit monotonous.
Well, that was actually shorter.
Right? Yeah, that was actually shorter. So enjoy it.
Okay.
Ron, aka the Persian Prince.
Oh. Okay.
Hold on. I'm gonna let you redo that one.
No.
No.
You get one free pass.
No, that's what I'm going with.
You gonna save it?
All right.
You gonna save that free pass? I'll let you get one. I'm holding it.
Legally distinct.
Legally distinct.
Persian Prince.
Prince.
Do you guys remember those
Prince
late 90s DVDs, early 2000s DVDs of like Disney movies that would be in gas stations sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Like Aladdin.
Oh, yeah.
and
The Lion Queen.
Yeah. And it feels like
The little slurmaid.
yeah.
The what?
That was in the back section. Right? Yeah. That was in the back
Yeah,
section.
that's a different gas
Okay.
store at all.
It was behind her slur.
Anyways, so I played Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. I think was the latest rendition or whatever.
Do you like it?
Oh yeah, I love the jump puzzle stuff. Like whatever.
I loved Prince of Persia.
yes.
I've been thinking about
Destiny
it.
player who likes jump.
Jump and shoot a ball, and jump and throw a ball, and jump and throw. Yeah. Essentially, yeah. I mean, I'm finally getting into the areas where you're like using like the time abilities, where you're like, you have to race against the clock to get one of your guys here, and then you have to freeze yourself in here, and then once it starts over, you have to go back down and grab this and open this, and then move yourself. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of stuff super fun, but I'm like sitting there like, oh, I don't know if I'm too old for this, and then I figured out it's like, I got this shit.
You good?
Right? No, that's pretty much like I played that a ton this weekend. I've been having a really good time with it. It's really like because they kind of went back to that old school style in that one because it's more of the side scroller. Yeah. It's not the because I looked it up too. The last one that I played was Prince of Persia. Oh God, the Two Thrones.
Okay.
That was the one where you like had like the chain whip thing.
Yes.
And like he was like half like molten guy, like whatever. I loved that one, but like apparently I think it's still got a pretty decent score. But that's like I thought it was the Sands of Time because that's what everyone else played.
Okay.
But no, it's Two Thrones. But that was the last one that I played, which I really enjoyed.
Did you play Sands of Time?
I hadn't played that one, no.
Oh.
It's probably good.
I mean, it was, people like that one a lot.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not interested in going back in the series. It was just like a good like Steam Deck game that I threw on the Steam Deck and have been playing it. So,
how's that been going for you?
It's dude, it's so great. I love it. Like it's just and like now like my daughter she wants to play like Mario Kart, but instead of having on the TV, she wants to do the handheld, and then she like sits right next to me, so like we're like shoulder to shoulder, doing that. Which is great because then my youngest daughter can watch her show while Fee's my oldest daughter's playing Mario Kart, and I'm playing games, and we're all just chilling.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So now here's my question.
Go.
Steam Deck.
Yeah.
You put Xbox Cloud on it, right?
I put Xbox Cloud on it.
Have you played Balatro yet?
No. It's a club. One of us. Yeah. It seems slightly it's not my style of play, dog.
I think you're jumping the gun, though. I don't think the people know that you are now
Right. We'll swing back to that.
I think you literally booted it up like after we recorded the podcast on Monday, and I sent you a message and was like, "What is this?"
Well, because I got home, I was about to watch like a little TV, loaded up the Xbox, recently added to Game Pass. Balatro, I love.
Yeah,
I do not.
I can't. I don't think it's.
I don't know. I'll probably try it since it is on Game Pass, but I don't know. It's just not my style of game. But with Game Pass, I did also. I was playing Forza 5 or Forza Horizon, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever's on Game Pass or whatever, and it was just fucking. It works so good.
So sick.
It works so like just sitting there on the couch with Forza like in my hands. I was like, this is so sick.
That's cool.
It's so the Xbox Game Pass Cloud stuff is at this stage of the game. I mean, I played. I did have Stadia. I had Google Stadia.
Google Stadia.
I played through. Yeah, I played throughout all of Cyberpunk because I was like at the tail end of like a 10-year-old PC build when Cyberpunk dropped, and crypto was going wild, and so you couldn't get like reasonably priced graphics cards.
Right.
And I was just like,
you're not running Cyberpunk on that machine.
I was like, I'm not running Cyberpunk on my nearly 10-year-old PC. Well, wouldn't it have been 10? It was a while. It was old. It's actually sitting right there.
Hello, old ass.
And Stadia like promised 60 frames a second, and all that stuff. And so I played throughout all of Cyberpunk on Stadia.
That's awesome.
And that was like the first cloud gaming
yeah.
experience. I had barely ever had issues with it. But man, the Game Pass stuff is, I would say, 10 times better
It's
than
smooth.
that.
Not only like because I booted up Eternal Strands too, because I'd been playing. I have that installed on my PC, and then I was playing it through the Steam Deck, and it loads so much faster. Like my PC's like, again, it's like 9 years old with some of its components that have been upgraded, but it's still too old at this point. But yeah, the load times are just wildly faster than my machine. So that's I'm impressed. I'm impressed.
Yeah.
It's like there is no like buyer's remorse whatsoever with this handheld. Like sometimes when you're spending $500 and some on a video game, you're like, I don't know. You know.
No, I was nervous when I was like, oh, okay.
They tell me it's okay.
Yeah.
They tell me. Yeah. No.
I mean, I think in your case, I'm going to be very interested to hear.
Yeah, for
but
sure.
like in your case, I know for me, right? It was immediate handheld access to a library of thousands of games that I've been buying over the last nearly 20 years now, right? Like, and so like, it's very different than like buying a thing, playing a game on it, and be like, okay, now what do I do with it? It's just like, oh, okay, like
move on to the next.
I have a massive library of games that this thing plays,
right?
And so, yeah. So
it's
You have a fuzzy.
not a buzz.
One more.
that was all of the hair that I was trying to
That
say.
was he was saving it. What have you done? What have you done?
I'm so sorry to do you like that. Just-
Rewind.
I thought I was being a friend.
Yeah.
You thought.
I
I thought
thought.
they lived it.
I really fucked up.
Thought
there.
he farted, but he shouldn't. I get it.
Dang it, there's something else I played too that I wanted to say, but I forgot. Whatever. If I think about it, I'll interrupt.
Please do.
Okay.
We all interrupted you. So.
Yeah, right.
It's fine.
We did
And by
just
we all, I mean me.
It's okay. It's okay. That's okay.
To me,
Yes!
I am Drew, aka Crucial Edge Man. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where we went. That's
Did you
that
buy
was,
a crucial hard drive?
No. It's I don't know. It's actually, you know what? This name is quasi problematic, I suppose. Not for me,
Okay.
but
More questions getting added.
yeah.
I'm waiting.
Okay. So there is a straight edge hardcore band from Seattle. Was a straight edge hardcore band from Seattle, Washington, named Champion.
Okay.
At the time, they were making a new hoodie. They commissioned a piece of art, and their description was, we would like it to be, like a picture of a crucial edge man on the front.
Okay.
Okay.
And so the artist,
That mean?
the artist just took a picture of me. The artist happens to be my eldest mother. Took a picture of me and drew me. And then they made that shirt.
Drew.
Nice. Drew.
Okay.
Gotta draw.
Unfortunately,
Gotta draw.
that band is now defunct because the lead singer of that band did a lot of really terrible shit.
Oh, that's
And
important.
so, yeah. But I said the name, and then as I was telling the story, I was like, oh, well, there's no way I can tell the story and not be like,
Right, yeah.
also.
So you're kind of the, I guess,
So you're
poster child.
you're part of the problem.
No.
A drawn version of.
You're
like, take my
yeah,
face
yeah.
off the
So you have the Champion hoodie that you haven't burned it and you don't wear, and you whatever.
Do burn it.
Yeah,
Do not wear.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But
Okay.
anyway, that's me.
What's the comfiest hoodie I have?
Yeah. I mean,
Sleeping in every night.
yeah. And it's the rest of the members like immediately called out, like it was never like, oh
Well,
well,
we just did a little bit of that.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
like, he's a
no.
piece of shit. We're moving on.
yeah. And so
Was it the lead singer or anything?
it was the lead singer.
Oh,
It's always the lead singer.
Yep.
Too much popularity.
Yep. So yeah. Yep.
Good old crucial edge.
Yeah, so I played some video games this week. Mostly stuff that we've already talked about. More Sons of the Forest, more Heroes of Hammerwatch, lots more Balatro. I am trying to gold stake the Phasma deck or whatever, the one that balances the two out.
Oh.
I've been on it for like 2 weeks, and I had a really, really close run. I lost in Ante 7, but
It'll happen in the middle of the night, and you'll just scream in the house and wake everybody.
So
I've been through that.
I am committed at this point. Like my progress is so disparate in between my Steam version and my mobile version. I'm committed at this point to just playing mobile until the cloud saves are cross cloud.
Right.
And so
You said they are doing that though, right?
well, I mean, they put cloud saves in, which I mean, at that point in time, the next step is like your Balatro account, and and then you have the stuff that you unlocked everywhere.
Gotcha.
I may stream like unlocking stuff at Steam on the Steam version once I've actually hit my goals on the mobile version. The other thing that I played a bunch of was actually, in the light of playing racing games, was R Factor 2. Which we've been dialing in the sim rigs here in the shop, and that's what R Factor 2 is what we're running the sim rigs on. We finally got the dedicated server working and all the content and all the cards, so it's been very difficult to get going. But
it's been a process.
It's been a process.
Sure. Yeah.
And we've had it up and running like just as like the standalone game, right? With the content, and you can play by yourself. But now we have it so you can play them linked up. And so I've been fiddling with that a good bit, and it's fun.
Yeah.
Like it is really fun to get good at.
I haven't like sat down and and messed with it yet. I know I really need to.
It's crazy how realistic they are.
Yeah.
Like insane.
Yeah.
They don't feel big boy certified over there.
Oh, it is.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
We've had some of our friends in it.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Do those wheels have force feedback?
Oh yeah.
They do.
Oh yeah. In fact, they are. We have them turned down.
So it doesn't break
so it doesn't
wrists.
hurt kids.
Right. Yeah.
For
the love of God! We killed another one.
Yeah. We had a younger teen kid before we had turned him down.
Yeah.
Playing and he didn't get like hurt.
Right.
But he was just like
scared him a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. He was like.
You were like, welcome to driving.
Yeah. Well. But
welcome to Drive Club.
Yeah.
No, they got force feedback. The pedals have force feedback.
Okay, so you can feel a little bit of that.
You can feel the brakes getting more tense and stuff like that.
That's cool.
One of the next things will be like embedding the bass and stuff into the chairs, so you feel acceleration, like low resonance bass where you don't hear it but you feel it.
You're getting the tush rumbles.
Yeah.
Tush rumbles.
And so
like a good kind of tush rumble, not like I ate a big bowl of chili and we're gonna have a problem.
Yeah. Well, it's
See, I'm not mad at those problems.
I'm speaking a little out of turn because like we haven't done it yet, and I'm just like watching videos to figure it out. But you put them in spaces where like it actually is tricking the nervous system a little bit.
No,
so
that makes sense.
So you like feel like you're forward accelerating.
Yeah, you're probably putting it slightly near like sensitive areas, like your lower lumbar and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're tricking the brain of feeling like there's forward acceleration as the car starts.
Or
That's
slowing
super
or
cool.
anything like
Yeah.
that.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, that's been it. Sons of the Forest is so good. I know it's been kind of fun because I know like the first time we talked about it, I was like, I don't know,
it's all right.
It's all right. We're having a fun time or whatever.
No.
But it's
now
changed.
look at you.
It's
Look at you now.
it's so silly and legitimately terrifying.
Yeah.
I love a balance.
But playing it with a group of people has just been an
Still doing the
absolute
proximity
blast.
chat.
Yeah, that's been the last 3 play sessions.
PlayStation?
Yeah,
PlayStation.
has been the proximity chat. Only 2 of us are still RPing without nameplates on, but I can't. I will not.
Yeah.
I will not.
I need
do
my
that.
safety net. I need to know you're there.
I need
No
something.
way.
I can do that.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
way.
No way.
One cool thing we discovered last night's session is when you have the walkie-talkie out, we talked about this, like when you have the walkie-talkie out, the audio comes through the walkie-talkie so you can hear each other wherever you are. But when proximity chat is on, if you have your walkie-talkie out and you get close to somebody who doesn't have their walkie-talkie out,
Can they hear it too?
your walkie-talkie picks up what they are saying
Oh.
and then broadcasts that over the walkie-talkie. Like, it's very faint
Yeah.
or whatever, but it's really cool,
Pretty cool.
and
That
is
interesting.
cool, yeah.
And so we were having a really
How do
good
they
time.
code all that stuff in? You guys are genius.
Yeah, it's crazy. We're building a giant wall around our it's time.
Are
It's
you,
time.
are you making the cannibals pay for it, or?
Well, I've been trying. Yeah. That joke was made last night.
Okay.
That joke was-
Low-hanging fruit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's extremely
it's right there.
yeah.
Can't quit that.
No.
Yeah, I had a game glitch out. I got kicked out of the we were all exploring a cave. I went to save. My game froze.
Mhm.
I was like, okay, hopefully maybe that save went through. It did not. I boot back in. I'm at the bed back at the camp, and they have to finish the thing.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, what am I going to do? And so I just mapped out. You can like blueprint out something to be built,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that everybody knows like, oh, we're collecting on this stuff,
Right.
Gotcha.
and it like just shows up in the bottom corner like how many resources you need as a group to finish
Oh.
whatever building project
Yeah.
you
Oh,
have.
yeah.
And so I've built this giant, like mile-long perimeter, like wood fence thing around it, and like they're in like a scary part of the game,
Right,
right, yeah.
And so none of them are paying attention.
Like, what the fuck are
and
you
then, and then something like they get a little lull, and somebody goes like, "Why the fuck do we need 1,700 logs?"
Bend over and I'll show you. Where's Drew?
Yeah. And so so that's been very fun. We're about halfway done with it, but yeah.
Got a lot
Cool.
of nerve talking to me like that, Griswold.
Yeah, so it's been good. It was a good week of gaming, but all stuff that I've been.
You also
Chipping
streamed some
away.
Pokemon TCG Live.
I did. Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you
did.
did.
Yeah,
Which I thought the setup, by the way, was phenomenal.
It
Oh,
was
Yeah,
thank
good.
you.
really
Yeah.
Even though there was a moment, and I thought it was hilarious, it made me laugh for some weird reason. When you got up for that like couple seconds,
Yeah.
the chair started here.
Yeah.
And then it was like,
Well, yeah. So yeah, I live in an old house. I live in like a 112-year-old house, and
So
I
there
did.
is ghosts.
And there's
So,
ghosts.
There's
guys.
ghosts.
Yeah,
Apparitions,
Yeah.
you know, spectrals. Yeah.
I did renovate it, but I did not level out every floor in the upstairs, and
Right,
they
yes.
do start to settle towards center in the house. So yeah, when I get out of my office chair, it just starts to slowly move towards the middle of my office.
It would be really funny
It
if
was
like
kinda
you
hilarious.
just put your feet up and the chair would you would move with the chair.
Yeah,
right,
That'll
right.
probably
Slowly,
happen.
you'd be
Yeah.
like playing the game, then you're just like slowly off.
Yeah.
No, what would be
Drifting
really
away.
funny is if he left the room, but then one of his kids came in and put like a doll on it, but it was like turned around backwards. And then when he comes back in, it's like slowly turning around. There's just a doll in the chair. It's like, all right, we're shutting down for tonight, guys.
I've seen enough.
Enough.
Yeah.
Hello, Daddy.
So
we need to give her that idea.
yeah,
Right,
yeah.
yes.
No, you don't need to give her any more scaring me ideas.
Yes.
Yeah, so that was fun. I'm probably gonna try and do that once a week from
Yeah.
here on out.
Cool.
I think we're gonna. I was really testing the setup so more shop community members can use it, and anybody that wants to do it can stream like through the shop's account, and
Cool.
we'll have like the setup, and then it'll just be like I'll have my webcam to turn on, and then somebody else can turn their. You'll just
Yeah.
be different video
Yeah.
inputs basically for that. And, I think that worked out really well. Funny enough, I left my green screen that I had used so that people couldn't, like, I don't know, figure out where I lived from reflections in my television or something
Somebody
crazy.
got
Right,
that
yeah,
much
yeah.
skill.
Huh?
They need to touch some grass.
Yeah. Well, there
There are
exist.
people.
There are
they
people
do.
that
Yeah.
exist.
That one dude on YouTube is incredible.
They don't
Yeah.
touch grass.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
It's true.
They look at a lot of grass though, and they'll tell you by
Yes.
the direction that the sun's angle is hitting
That's
grass.
in Atlanta.
Yeah.
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 Excuse me?
Yeah.
It's a patch of grass, sir.
Yeah.
But am I right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
So I left that green screen up that like is a giant, like a 6-foot circle that just attaches to the back of your chair.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And while we were playing Sons of the Forest last night, I just had like not taken it down yet, and so
Scared him.
yeah, so my eldest daughter comes in to like say goodnight, but she like taps on the back of the like this
The gigantic
green screen, and so we're like doing a thing, and I'm like, and it scared me so bad I farted, so the green screen chair got me. It got me in the end. But yeah. So yes, thank you for reminding me.
Literally got him in the end.
Get to that. That was fun. I streamed my Cursed Spiders deck, which I will lose here in just a couple of weeks. But I like that thing. That thing is real fun.
I don't understand what's the Zora do. Like I saw the curse, but I couldn't read the card when I was looking at it.
Okay, so it has a 0 energy attack called Doomed Curse,
right?
Which just means the defending Pokemon is knocked out at the end of your opponent's next turn.
Okay. Unless they knock out yours.
Nope.
Oh, just okay. So
It's just-
you don't care if they knock out yours.
That's the best part about it is they're like, oh, okay, all right, I'm gonna knock it out, and then it literally comes out from your graveyard your discard pile.
Right, yeah.
And it's just like, nope, you're still dead.
Oh yeah, that's right. You were telling me about that.
Yeah. So it's like the only way to get rid of it is anything that removes conditions, like evolving or switching or retreating out to the bench. Right.
Gotcha.
So it's called Cursed Spiders because it's got.
Oh, it's only if it's in your active position.
No. If their Pokemon
their
moves,
active position.
Yeah, their Pokemon moves, it goes away.
Okay.
So it's got.
Like if they have 3-piece and they evolve into a Dracloak their turn, it doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
That's a bummer.
Yeah. It's okay. You just
wait until it's fully evolved.
You just wait until it's fully evolved, or it costs you nothing.
Yeah.
So you just
keep doing it.
You
Yeah.
just keep doing it.
Well, no, I saw that you had gravity gemstones and stuff on there to kind of pin them in their position, even with the Spite Ops.
Calamitous Wasteland. You Calamitous Wasteland them, Gravity Stones, Spite Ops 1 or 2 on the thing, and then it's like you gotta have the switch to get it out. Right?
Yeah.
Like and it's a almost completely single prize deck.
Yeah.
You're only putting the Spite Ops out if you need that lock power in there, or if the Torrent whatevers are
Tarantola or something.
are like too much of a liability prize point wise out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's silly. It's fun. It works really, really well. Like, I don't know. I mean, I think I won like 5 out of the 8 or 7 games I played.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair, nobody's playing that deck.
No,
which is those decks are unless you know what's coming.
Yeah.
They're hard to win against.
Yeah, even if you do, the only way to tech against it is to have a lot of retreat or switch, and there's just not a lot of that in the current format. Right. So like, because a lot of what ends up happening basically is like if they get it figured out, they retreat the Pokemon they don't want you to knock out, and then they put something in there that they can't attack with, which turns it into like a control thing. I'm like, all right, let's go. I'll just Doom Curse that thing, and now you got to get that out there. So like, the only decks that really it struggles with is like where they've just got a bench full of attackers and they can just keep switching.
Right. Yeah.
So anyway, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's silly. I'm sure the VOD or something is on Twitch and YouTube, and people can watch it. So I say dirty.
I'm a big
words.
fan of goofy decks.
Yeah. Yep. Me too. All right. That's enough about me.
Okay.
Forever. Bye.
Forever.
See you later.
Finally, my seat's opening.
Don't gotta sit by this guy
Or these guys.
These goys.
These boys.
Goyce.
Rachel, aka, I got a bone to pick with the TSA.
Okay.
Wow! Damn you, Turtle Syndicate assholes!
So that's exactly who it is. How'd you know?
Yes.
I've traveled this weekend briefly, and I got through security.
Via Steelbird?
Yes.
Okay.
And I got through security, and I put my shit in a very specific order because I'm a little absent-minded.
Okay.
And if my wallet and phone aren't first, they won't go in my pockets.
Fair.
Immediately, which is where they should go back to immediately because I lose things.
Yes.
So go through security, and I see an empty bin, and then my shoes and my bags. I'm like, oh, after I got patted down because reasons.
Yes.
I don't know.
Sure.
So So I'm like,
Every time for me.
you see,
100%.
100% every time I'm getting patted down. I don't know why.
My sweat and whatever explosive liquid it is that they're looking for you is apparently made out of the same thing.
Well, it doesn't help that you have like a
Hilariously
bead of
enough.
sweat just dripping down
I've
your
never
forehead.
been patted down.
Really?
Really?
Oh,
Knock on wood, dog.
Yeah.
100% of the time.
Yeah.
I was gonna say if there's two people at this table that look awfully suspicious.
Okay, that's
fair,
fair. That's
fair.
fair.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I
Were
didn't
you,
want to
were
say
you
that.
wearing an it's bad t-shirt?
I wasn't.
Okay,
I was just
making sure.
Nope,
You never know.
that wasn't that.
Yeah, okay. Anyways,
Look really
although that
anti-establishment.
could be something to do with it. Anyway, so I don't see him, and I'm immediately frantic because this was like already a quick like turnaround decision, like
Yeah.
boom, boom, boom. Okay, I'm going. And I'm just like, where is my shit?
Where are you?
Nobody bothered to say anything to me about where my shit is. So I'm thinking it's gone. Like someone just took my phone and I saw a group of people ahead of me that like clearly don't, you can just get the vibe when people don't travel often. You just know, you can just tell like that group is disoriented. I thought maybe they grabbed my stuff. So I'm starting to get frantic at this point. And I'm like, have you seen a phone and wallet? No. Have you seen a phone and wallet? No. Okay. TSA. Oh, is everything all right? Well, I'm looking for my phone and wallet, which were right here. Oh, we have them. Oh, do ya?
Yeah.
Oh, do ya? Great. Why?
But why?
What did I do now?
there's more sentences connected to that paragraph you're supposed to tell me. Let's
And
go.
I mean, it was fine. I have like this multi-tool that's like a little square that
Yeah,
goes
one of those.
into my wallet, right? Yeah, just for like my glasses and stuff like that. So they were quite suspicious of that piece of material. Which, in fairness,
I've
like,
seen those
I
fold
should
up
probably
wallet
take it out.
knife things. So,
in fairness, I should
yeah.
probably take it out before I travel. But again, like I'm not in
Yeah, you're not
full.
thinking
I'm not in
that.
full
Yeah.
prepare for travel mode.
Right.
So I'm just like,
It's
throw
because
my
you're
shit
not
in
a
bag
terrible
and go.
human being. So like things like that, you're like,
I'm like,
well, who's
oh.
gonna care about that? I'm not gonna do anything with that.
Or you're not even thinking of it.
I'm not.
Right,
I literally
yeah.
just. I honestly forget that it exists. But anyway, so that's my guy. Can you tell the person? Excuse me. For anybody who's aware, I have your phone and wallet.
Right,
You're
yeah.
looking for your phone and wallet. We have it.
We gotta look.
Like
They-
anything.
They are
Yeah.
supposed to do that, like
Yes.
because it like forks off into a Y where they
Right.
take it back, and they like are supposed to, as they grab it, be like, "Whose stuff is this?"
Right.
Yeah.
And then you go like mine, and they go, "Okay, meet me over here."
Right. That is
Yeah.
absolutely what's supposed
Right.
to happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did not happen.
But instead, they just told you to fork off.
Get the hell out of here!
Hey, look at that.
Anyways, yeah.
So that's all. So it was a great travel experience. I had a lot of fun at the airport. I'm kidding. It was the worst. But it's
Whatever.
fine.
Plane took off and
Sleeper
landed. That's
Plane
all
took
you
off
can
and
do.
landed, and
Yeah.
I'm alive. So
Yes.
I'm happy to be home and all that
Yeah.
good stuff. It was a great trip, all things considered.
Are we already accepting that as the bar?
I
mean, like
I
that's
mean-
I mean, it was the bar for me. I was like,
that's the new bar.
I'm not gonna lie. I've had my tickets in my cart in and out like 9 times now.
Yeah.
Like I've like almost bought them and I just haven't because I'm like, I don't know
Maybe
if I'm
we'll
gonna
drive.
drive or not.
Yeah.
You know, so like,
I was real close.
Oh,
to
yeah.
the, I was real close to the,
Yeah.
especially when like we're rolling into like 9 p.m. and nobody knows whether or not the plane's gonna even take off.
Right,
I was
yeah.
like, you know what?
the car makes.
let's just drive for 16
It's
hours.
15 hours. I've
Yeah.
done dumber.
I really almost did, and then I was like, shit, that's not gonna work because my wife, we're a 1-car house.
Yeah.
I was like, she needs it this weekend. I
Yeah.
have to fly. If I'm
Gotcha.
gonna go, I have to fly. So anyway.
Oh, you were by yourself.
I was going by
Okay,
myself.
okay.
Yeah, three dogs.
Gotcha.
Dog sitter impromptu is tough.
Gotcha.
But anyway, so that's that. So all that to say, I actually didn't get to play a ton of video games.
Even with your brand new Steam Deck, you could have taken it to the airport and played.
I knew the flights up down. Like,
Oh, gotcha.
I flew into Philly, so it was just. And then when I was going for a funeral, so I
okay.
knew that like I was just gonna be swamped all day.
Yeah.
And by the time I laid down, I was just like out. So
like a light.
So yeah, I was just like, I'm not taking it.
Yeah.
It's an extra thing for me to have to take out of my luggage and then be skeptical of.
Right.
Understood. Yeah.
And so yeah.
Watch this new whose game gear is this?
Like,
Please, if they don't know what that is, they're definitely not going to know what a game gear
All right,
is.
all right.
But I did download Belantro to
Oh,
Belantro
yeah!
on the Steam Deck.
Okay.
I played a few hands. Holy shit!
I will not be swayed.
I can already tell you in playing it, I'm playing it, and I will like it fine. Like
Yeah.
it will be something for me to do. I saw my wife look over and go, "What's that?" And I was like,
Ooh, shiny.
"This
Here you go.
is Sammy's new game.
Yeah.
It's gonna be Sammy's new game very soon." You know? And I just can tell because that is her brain.
Yeah.
That is a her brain game. The number go big is
Number
not
go
me.
big.
Go so big.
Number go big, Sammy
Number
will be
go
like,
point.
"Fuck us!"
Yeah.
So
If
that's,
you
I'll
play
try
this,
it.
you're
I'm gonna have to get a background on it for sure.
Yeah.
Dog.
Yeah, it's
It
cool.
will be your new phone game.
Yeah.
At least.
It's cool.
I'm
I grew up
definitely not
playing
putting it on my
poker,
phone.
so
Or your
like,
Switch. It's on the Switch.
yeah.
And Xbox.
I'll give it a check
And
out.
PlayStation.
Yeah.
I know at this point, anytime Drew's like, "This is gonna be your game," I don't doubt him anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck. I'm usually like, "Fuck me." Here we go.
Here we go.
It's
I can only take on so much.
Leave me alone, Micah.
it's a roguelike poker RPG.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
I will hate that.
No, you won't.
No, yeah, totally. And you're gonna be really bad at it too.
Yeah.
So
Not worth
that's all the more I did with the Steam Deck.
Bite, Ron.
Why do I gotta buy it? I can get it in Game
I
Pass.
said bite.
Oh, bite it.
Bite the bullet?
No, I don't know.
No, not sure.
Let it take you.
I don't know. I just don't know. We can talk about it
Let it take
when we
you,
get
big
into
dog.
favorite things. But like,
Yeah.
I am done with like 16-bit shit. Like I'm just done.
That's
Like
okay.
Yeah.
like it's,
No,
it's fine.
it's not okay.
It's fine.
Hold on.
I understand. I'm just saying that when I look at it and it doesn't visually appeal to me, I have to back out. I get it.
I understand that.
I'll probably play it. I'm going to try it because I know it's good, and maybe the ugliness of it can go away, and then I'll start like touching the old days where I'm like, I like the pixely pics. But like when I first saw it, like on like the previews and stuff, I'm like, I'm not fucking playing that.
Yeah.
Like even after you said it, I'm like, I'm not playing that.
You
Like
get
it
out
just
your
doesn't.
phone.
It doesn't tickle my brain.
I understand.
It just
No, I
it
get it.
doesn't. You know,
I-
it is exactly like playing solitaire on Windows. Like to me, that's what it feels like when I'm looking at it. Like it's just no.
Yeah.
The disrespect is
I will try it. I know it's cool. I will try it.
Not going to help your case that the developer of Balatro like this week just said that solitaire was the pinnacle of gaming. So
There you go.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
I played a lot of solitaire.
yeah. Well,
Yeah,
you know,
I mean, I did too.
yeah.
See?
Yeah.
So anyhow,
Oh,
I'm sorry. We
yes,
that's okay.
steamrolled because I'm
You
We
said
like
you
to
said the
hijack.
magic
I'm
word.
starting a cult.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Hijacks Anonymous. Not planes.
Yeah. What?
What?
Not, okay. Good. I'm glad that we breezed right past that. What? Oh yes. So after our conversation about Tomb Raider,
Mhm.
I was like, Ron's onto something.
Yeah.
I'm gonna step away from it for a little bit, and maybe like the freshness of
Yes.
this, like maybe the story will feel more fresh and less like
I just
I
played this.
just fucking did
Yeah.
this. Yeah.
Mhm.
So I did that on purpose. Because I was like, it's time to play Jedi Survivor again.
All right, there we go. I gotta do that.
So I just booted that up today. Actually, I played it for a little bit today.
I was just talking to Drew.
Drew
about
told
that
me,
today.
that you were just talking about getting, and I can go on about it for a long time. I won't.
please do.
Oh, okay, great.
Is that
So-
the first of the two?
No,
That's
So
the newest
Survivor
one.
is-
I haven't
I
played
do
the second
think
one.
you
I
should
haven't
play
played the
Fallout
second
in order
Yes.
first.
Yeah,
1000%.
Because it's this
People.
hot,
play
maybe
that.
a hot
It's so
take,
good.
maybe not. I don't know. It's my favorite non-Skywalker stuff. In
Okay.
terms of story.
I love
Did you
the
ever?
Countess.
Did you ever touch Outlaws?
No,
The new one.
I haven't touched Outlaws yet.
Yeah.
No. It's probably
Is that
like
the one with the female protagonist?
Yeah, and I believe open world.
Which is why Ron won't play it.
What are you talking about? No, I was just surprised that Rachel had
woman
played it.
I know,
Hero?
yes. No,
I was literally
it's-
playing Eldon Strands as a female protagonist.
Yeah,
Leave me alone.
Strands?
Eldon, Eternal Strand. God,
Eternal
I will say Eldon every fucking time.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, so I absolutely love I love the Jedi
Mhm.
stuff that was put out for a couple different reasons. One, the story I think is just absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
Cal Kestis is a really interesting character. The world that you're existing in just pulls from so many different really Star Wars as
Mhm.
fuck
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
I think, like when I was in it, I was like, oh, this
Yeah.
is Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
when Fallen, I played the bejesus out of Fallen Order.
Yeah. Immersive.
Very immersive.
Like you feel like
Well,
you're
there's
there.
lots of puzzles and stuff.
Puzzles. And like the re-becoming a Jedi thing is what's really, really cool.
That's fucking cool.
It's a really cool, like re-tapping into these skills that you know you have, right? So it's like a coming back into who you are. And then Survivor is
crafting your saber.
Yep, that part's awesome. So that's like kind of the premise of Fallen Order. Is that you are Cal Kestis is
I haven't played either one.
Coming back into as Jedi-ness combined with the fact that there is big surprise bad people doing bad shit and Jedi. Yeah, right. And a Jedi.
It's a dark time story. It's after Order 66, before the rebellion, while the Empire is hunting Jedi, basically.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And the enemy components are like I think the enemies have a good story, right? Like and gosh, the combat is so fun.
Yeah.
And if you want to play a less involved combat experience, like not insanely difficult, that is available to you. If you want to bump
I cranked it all the way down.
Right.
Yeah.
And
it was lots of fun.
That way you're perfectly deflecting all the things.
Yeah.
And doing,
like right now my parry window is this.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
You blink and you missed it.
Yeah.
I cranked it all the way down.
Instantly.
And I'm dying a lot.
Oh, yeah. Right. Understood.
Yeah.
I will say, because I've also played, I didn't play Survivor, but I played Fallen Order. I just haven't gotten to Survivor yet.
Okay.
One of my greatest achievements is I beat the game of Grandmaster.
Oh, shit.
Yes.
Nice, dude.
Hell yeah.
That shit was wild.
Yeah.
And I would never do it again.
It is a wild ride. So that's what I'm doing now is
Grandmaster.
Survivor on Grandmaster.
Crazy lady times.
Crazy lady times. Crazy lady adventure times.
How does Survivor deal with the power creep of Fallen, or because I don't know that they had we're gonna make two of these in mind when they made Fallen Order in the sense of and I'm not saying that narratively it didn't leave you room there, but from a power creep standpoint, Cal Kestis is very, very powerful by the end of Fallen Order.
So you are very much considered like a Jedi Master in your skill set.
Yes.
What I will say is that this Survivor, the learning curve is that enemies require more thinking about your combat style.
Sure.
Okay.
So there's multiple different ways to wield lightsaber in this game.
Right.
So my opinion is that you do retain some basic advanced skills, if you will. So Jedi flips and I missed something over here. I have no fucking clue.
I just barely saw it out of my blurry peripheral vision, but I'm fairly certain it was something because things are.
No, Ron said that you could wield the lightsaber in your ass.
Don't throw me under. You said there's multiple ways to wield your lightsaber. And Ron said
in your ass.
You're like, well, one hand, two hand, whatever. I'm like, ass cheek.
I did
waving around like a tail and shit.
Two hands together, one.
They're never gonna see this coming.
Why is that guy walking backwards?
This is one of those moments that I'm just so aware that I'm surrounded by 4 boys.
Yeah.
Hey, yo!
Drew's trying to act like he wasn't involved in this, although he's cracking up his
I know, I was laughing at it, but.
Well, then you're in your safe space, Rachel. You grew up with
Oh
guys,
my
know?
god.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Nerds.
you're still pretty powerful.
Yeah.
But and you still have a lot of what I would consider to be basic Jedi abilities.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening again.
He wants to remove
Nothing,
it.
don't worry about it.
Anyways, go ahead.
All that to say that there's still plenty in your skill tree, to.
Are you unlocking skills that you had already unlocked in the first
Some
game?
of them.
Okay.
Some of them
Gotta
are.
I mean, it's
relearn.
kind of avoidable. It's kind of
it's
unavoidable
unavoidable,
because it's a
yeah.
new game. You start
You
over.
start- right.
But
right.
that's always such a hard thing with it. The games that this kind of replaced canon-wise would be Unleashed, Force
Right.
Unleashed,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
And that one had that problem
Mhm.
for a little bit. But then also by the end of the second one, I think you're pulling a Star Destroyer down from
Right,
space
yeah.
and
Right.
just being like, crash this gigantic spaceship, and you're like, I don't think that we have a problem here.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, you gotta allow new players. Like
Yeah.
if they didn't play Fallen Order,
Right.
then you gotta allow
The
them.
beginning of the game, they're just like, Cal Kestis bonked his head and forgot. Learn again.
So I mean, they are more advanced than what you start with
Right.
in the beginning of Fallen Order.
Right.
But there's still plenty of room for growth and
Right,
improvement,
yeah.
Which is good. That's what you want.
And
You don't
I
want to be
mean,
this all powerful.
What's the bot's name in that?
BD,
BD. It's not BD.
BD1. Sorry.
BD1.
BD1.
Sorry.
That's a cool bot.
BD is probably like one of my favorite droids
Yes.
of all time too. Just like
He's a cool guy.
super fun. I'm emotionally attached to him.
Gotcha. So they should kill it.
What the
Right,
fuck?
that's definitely what they should do. It would make me feel really good. I wouldn't weep an eternal
I wouldn't cry.
stream of
at
tears.
all.
That would feel really bad.
That's something Halo would do.
Yeah, yeah.
You love it?
Definitely.
Kill it!
That would really, man. I'm just thinking about. I'm grieving.
Nice,
I'm
yeah.
preemptively
Pre-grieve,
grieving.
yeah.
Brady.
Well, you played the game, you know it doesn't happen.
No,
It's
I
fine.
know. There's some dicey moments with BD
Yeah,
though. Anyway, it's a fantastic game. There's so much more I mean, it's pretty. It keeps some of the linear patterns that exist, I think, in like the FromSoft experience, right?
Mhm.
So like you have, but at least you have a map
Mhm.
and you have objectives and you know where you're supposed to go. You can see where things are
Right,
blocked,
yeah.
and that's for me like that's why I love this game so much. And spoiler alert, it's in my like top range.
That's okay.
Because I think it takes all the things from FromSoft that I love,
Mhm.
and it throws away the shit that makes me nuts.
Sure.
Right, yeah,
Like-
yeah,
Hey,
The
it's
cumbersome
just in the
shit.
world. Go do it.
yeah.
I like really struggle with
Right,
like
yeah.
I don't even know where I'm. Like, okay, I'm here.
Can I talk to someone that'll give me a post-it or something,
Like
please?
something, anything, a corner of a
All
map.
right,
Can I get
yes.
a piece of paper?
Yeah. Anybody got a pen?
Well, you have to
Um,
mechanically balance the player concept of like there is a power fantasy concept that's happening when you're going into like the whole Jedi thing,
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
and like it's going to almost be in universe fantasy breaking to have a Jedi that doesn't know how to figure out where they're going.
Right,
Right.
yeah,
Right? And so
Right.
you're like, oh shit, I'm lost because
Right.
I don't have a map.
Right.
Because they're making game
Like-
like
Yeah.
sweaty hard.
On what planet would a Jedi walk into somewhere and go, I don't know where I am, but here I fucking go.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know
Here
where's
I
the
am.
door. I can't find the door.
Right, yeah.
It's just not gonna happen.
And all the people back on the ship just take off. They're like, no, not this one. That was the wrong one. Sorry.
Yeah. So it's fantastic. I love it to pieces. I highly, highly, highly recommend.
Yeah, I think that's gonna
It's
be
on my
next
list.
play, probably.
Yeah.
Yep.
And yeah, so that's I just started it. I'm super pumped. I love this game so fucking much.
Mhm.
And it took me 4 tries to beat the intro boss. So that'll
Oh,
tell
wow.
you.
All right.
Yeah.
That'll tell you how long it's been since I played a game of that level of difficulty. And goddamn, I forgot how tough Grandmaster
You're
is.
rusty.
Yeah.
I just sat it down and went, fuck.
Nice.
Like, oh,
Yikes.
And
God.
also, are these games on Game Pass?
Yes, sir, they are.
Okay,
Yes.
Okay.
there you go. There
You know
go.
what else is on Game Pass though, real quick?
No.
Blatro.
You right.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna say that,
Okay.
but yes. It's like, you know.
I will play it tomorrow. All right.
All right.
I mean,
For 5.
You don't have to.
Hey,
I'll give it 10.
Hey, Tremayne, what have you been playing this week?
Yeah.
it's
It's a disease.
I've been playing Blatro aggressively.
Okay.
It has invaded dreams, dog.
All right.
Wow.
Yeah.
I watched you
Damn.
playing it down here after Pokemon.
Yes,
this
I was
weekend.
playing it during Pokemon. What you
Yeah.
So I have only completed one run successful.
Okay.
That was with the red deck.
Okay.
But I've continuously gotten closer and closer. And last night during my 2 o'clock play, 2 o'clock a.m., sorry.
Mhm. Yeah.
This
morning. Yeah,
I
yeah.
knew.
You understood.
You know. I'm doing great.
Uh-huh.
Had the Wheel of Fortune
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
arc tarot
Yep.
card.
Nope.
It was hidden for me,
Okay.
dog.
All right.
So I had like 3 jokers all dedicated to 2
Yeah.
pairs.
Yeah.
And my
Oh,
2
God.
pair hands.
No, I'm so screwed.
Were,
You're so fucked.
yeah, my 2 pair hands
Yeah.
was level 7.
Okay.
I'm doing great. I'm on anti 7.
Okay.
I made it to ante 8 and I got to the boss blind.
Okay.
And they were like, hey, big dog. Very large blind.
Yeah.
That shit was like 400 racks.
Sure. Sure.
And I was like, ugh.
Yeah.
Got so close.
Yeah.
Hand 0. I was like,
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
That's the one you can go to bed on, though.
Yeah,
you can go to bed on.
I went to bed.
You can go to bed on.
I was like, we'll be okay.
You can go to bed on an anti-8 big boss blind.
I was all right.
This is all code for the people that don't know what Balatro is.
If you don't know, you should know. Game Pass. It's on mobile for like $9.99. Buy it.
Switch.
It's on Switch. It's on Switch.
everything,
It's on
really,
mobile. It's on Steam.
And
It's on Game Pass.
Game
PlayStation.
Pass.
Yes.
Not that
Get
anyone
it.
cares. You
Yeah.
get it on the PS.
I mean, I feel like Balatro is taking the world by
Get it.
storm, but
Get
for,
Balatro.
but for anybody who's not initiated, it is it's
And I'm here. I'll admit it.
yeah.
When the Game of the Year happened,
Yeah.
and it was in the nominees,
Yeah.
I was a hater. I was
Yeah.
like, what the fuck is this? Why is Dragon Age Veilguard?
Now you know what knocked it off.
I was like, I understand.
Tremayne's not a hater on the games. He's just a not Dragon Age.
Yeah.
What's that? Not Dragon
Not
Age.
Dragon Age.
Here's the thing. I didn't put Dragon Age in my favorite. I want that to go on record.
Ooh,
Okay.
it's out.
It didn't make it.
Okay.
But during recent events,
Mm-hmm.
having the firings happen,
Mm-hmm.
Dragon Age Veilguard's still great, and I'm still pissed. It wasn't a positive turn. Don't worry. I'm actually more upset
Yeah.
because I'm still playing. I went back and started playing Dragon Age Veilguard.
Yeah.
I played the tutorial of Monster Hunter Wilds, and then I was like, "What's Dragon Age up to?"
All right.
And I got right back on them sticks,
Yep.
and that shit is great.
Yep.
Especially after you like. So now I hit the point. I was like, let me 100% it real quick.
Real quick.
Let me pop out.
Yeah.
It's no big deal.
Because I finished like my first character. I got to like the last mission of the story. I was like, I haven't done a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Let's go back. Let's run it back before I do the last mission again.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the run I'm in currently. I was like, let me at least touch all the stuffs.
Yeah.
All right.
Taking off the side quests.
You know what I'm saying? I figured might as well.
We like spending time with the side quests.
We do like spend a lot. I was here a lot
Yep.
this weekend, or at least mostly Saturday. I was gonna come to Lorcana, but you didn't even come, so I was like,
No, he came.
no.
oh,
He was here.
I was here. I decided to sort cards instead of play my favorite game.
that's a wild sentence.
Yep.
Speaking of favorites, you Segway King, you up?
Hey.
Actually, wait, no, you're not gonna do that.
Okay.
I'm gonna
What
go
about the
back
news
to
for
Balatro.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Did you hear?
Yes, I did. Yeah. the Peggy news?
PGI
Nope.
rated it 18,
Yes.
Right.
almost solely for the poker aspect.
aspect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
It looks
Why?
like a gambling game.
Yeah.
It looks like a
Yeah.
Game Boy game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has no other elements of gambling in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just is based on poker.
Right.
Yeah.
PGA 18. Have fun.
Nice.
Don't touch it.
Yeah.
But they won the appeal.
They
Yeah.
did. Yes.
Yeah.
Sound
PGI 12.
12.
Which,
12. Okay.
which I'll let that slide. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes
That checks out.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think you want to be contextually aware of the fact that like introducing even concepts to like very young minds is
Yeah.
even though this game is barely poker,
Right,
like
yeah.
it really is barely poker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're still teaching them all the poker hands. You're still teaching them the odds of like, okay, like what are my odds of actually pulling
Gotcha.
what
Right.
what I need to win this hand, right?
Right.
Which is transferable to like what is the odds that the river, the turn,
Mhm.
or are the cards that I need, right? Even though it's all happening in your hand,
Mhm.
right?
So that it's not poker, it could still lead to a gambling addiction. Is that what you're saying?
I'm thinking no. I'm saying that if you were to ingrain the stuff that game does to you and
gateway.
tie it to poker at too young of an age,
Yeah.
I could see that somebody might be like,
could-
I don't know,
Yeah, it
like
could potentially be a gateway.
it could
Yeah.
potentially be bad for a kid, right?
Sure.
Which is fair.
Yeah.
But I mean, by
Yeah.
the time you're, 13.
Yeah, you got everything figured out by the time you're 13.
Yeah, for
Well, no, I think you're just not quite as like susceptible.
Susceptible.
Yeah. To
And I
Well, I
mean,
think
to
at
be
that
fair,
age-
like I started playing poker when I was 13,
Yeah.
14 years
Sure,
old.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and whatever.
Yeah. But that being said, like it is not. There is no gambling.
Right, yeah. There's no
betting.
betting.
There is no
nothing
betting
like
at
that.
all.
Okay.
You
it's just
are.
points.
It is entirely a push your luck.
Yeah.
Right. So. Yes.
Test your
It's
might.
just the more you guys talk about it, the more screwed I know.
Yeah.
You're
And then everything around that
We're
is
gonna
like
pivot.
the RPG element of it,
Right,
right?
yeah,
like which jokers you're drafting in, the tarot
The
cards
tarot
that you
cards,
play,
yeah.
the planets that you
Right, yeah.
align with, and all that jazz. So,
Gotcha.
but like it's like, are you playing for flushes? Are you playing for two pairs? Are you playing for like in the way that
Your win conditions.
you move the deck to be powerful in the way that you're trying to play it,
Right.
Yeah.
and so it's cool and interesting in that way, but it's not gambling. And I think that I'm very glad that they won that appeal,
Yeah.
because had they not, I think it's a very slippery slope into things like a digital version of Gwent or like
Right.
all of a sudden it's just like, wait, hold on a second. Like, does vaguely look like gambling the metric here
Yeah.
versus like, because their appeal like expressly named like games that have gotcha mechanics and
Right,
blind
yeah.
boxing and
Right.
all this sort of stuff
Yeah.
that you have been okay with being
Right.
child facing and
Yes.
saying is not, which are far more aligned with actual gambling.
Exploitation.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
and
Stealing mom's credit card to buy get boxes. Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
right.
yeah.
And this is a game where there's no microtransactions. You can't bet any money on
Right,
it.
yeah.
You can't. It's just
Right.
literally
Yeah.
like push your luck, roguelike, and then your run ends and you start over. Right.
Right.
So I'm very, very glad that they won that,
For
because simply alluding to concepts of poker should not be the metric in which we say like this game is gambling.
Right. Yeah, sure.
And so
Makes sense.
that's good. That was a very
Good.
good
Congratulations.
one. Yeah.
Speaking of runs,
Yes.
real quick, I just want to get to something.
Yeah.
Did you say
Yeah.
runs?
Runs, not runs.
Yeah.
Runs.
All right.
Are you?
Where are we going? What kind of runs are we talking
I know. I
about?
thought you were
Block.
talking about chili again.
Blocker. One time.
Yes.
So
Oh,
the
okay.
run I won,
Okay.
not the
Ron's
shit.
like, stop talking about this game.
I just want to get it out. I just
Look
want
at
to
you
get it out.
talking about shit. Ass lightsabers and shit rods, and I don't know what to do.
You know what? That's fair.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Anyways, so you had a run last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
level 10 flushes.
Okay.
Cards that were odds
Mm-hmm.
got multipliers. Cards that were spades got multipliers. And I got rid of, over the course of the run,
Mhm.
all of my spades, all of my clubs
Mhm.
and diamonds. So
Yeah.
I had literally a two.
You had two suits.
Yeah, two suits, right.
Yeah, you turned it into
Joseph
the
A.
checkered.
Banks.
You turned it into the checkerboard deck.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was a good time.
Now check
That's
for a
the only
link
run I
down below in the comment section. Click on that to get your special SydeQuest decoder rings, and then you can figure out what the fuck they just said.
I just looked over and there was like a small amount of drool coming out of Ron's mouth.
It's just because I haven't paid it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
32 Delta Omega Charlie.
I think
Right,
I think the only other cool news is we got some more stuff on Project Deckard from Valve,
Yeah.
which is their
VR, right?
Yeah, their entry into the standalone VR space. So
Okay.
Meta's had theirs, which is like so when we say standalone VR, we mean like a headset you wear and you don't need a computer.
Like the
Wow.
Quest
Right.
3 is it's one of the quests.
Quest 2 and
Quest
3
2
were
and
both
3, yeah.
standalone. Quest
yeah.
3 can be so
You can
Quest
tether
2
it to a
and
PC.
3 both have the same problem, which is that they're very underpowered. It's
Right,
more
yeah.
so like wearing a mobile phone,
Mhm, yeah.
right? And so in order to get a PC VR experience, you
Right.
still have to tether it back to a PC. Like
Yeah.
there are lots of games that they cannot play standalone.
Sure.
Right.
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 Yeah, but if you have Steam proprietary software, you can just send it to the device as you do like a Steam Deck from your PC.
Yeah, and so
Hopefully.
that'd
That'd be kind of cool.
Well, Deckard is supposedly, by all accounts, it is completely standalone.
Okay, so
it is a Steam Deck. It is 2 Steam Decks strapped to your face.
Oh, okay.
Hello. Yeah. And so.
So it doesn't mesh with anything else.
It doesn't need another computer.
Gotcha.
Doesn't need another computer. So we got some specs. We got seems very powerful. We got controller outlays. I think that's where the most controversy on it is that the Valve Index has individual finger tracking.
Okay.
So when you're playing the Valve Index, it's got it knows which finger you're moving.
Right.
That's wild.
The Deckard appears to, so far inside the controller design, no longer have the loop on it that the Valve Index controllers do. So everybody's suggesting it won't have finger tracking, which would be a strange thing back. But the rumor mill doth turneth, and since Half-Life Alyx was a co-release with the Valve Index, everybody's going like, hey, all them Half-Life 3 rumors that about this year, and also Deckard being slated for release, apparently. And I think I'm saying that right, Deckard.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. Yeah. I didn't see the
being
words.
slated later this year.
Like Deckard Cain.
Yeah. That's what I assumed it was. Yeah. Everybody's going like, will Half-Life 3 be a pack-in for this thing?
Sure.
And like,
that'd be cool.
Yeah. So it'd be pretty cool.
Deckard, Fremont, and all that jazz.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of it in terms of like the stuff that I'm close by and near. It wasn't a huge news week. More Switch 2 rumor stuff as we get closer to April. I saw a few.
I just want it to be out at this point.
I saw a few more price leak stuff that suggests that it's going to be fairly affordable.
Okay.
Awesome.
Which will be really cool.
Yeah.
Because it's also supposed to be very powerful.
Yeah.
So cool.
Neat.
What you got for us today?
Party peoples.
Yes.
Due to last week's episode.
What was wrong with last week's episode? Did somebody go on a tirade about how everything sucks and everything's fucked?
Let's just say it was a little negative.
Okay.
I'm not going to say names.
Okay.
I'm not going to say names or nothing.
It's not Drew's fault. Everyone's trying to exploit everything we love.
So, in honor of the things we love, I'm Segway King too. Segway Prince.
Segway Prince.
I just want to talk about some favorites, dog.
Yeah, let's do it.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
We listen and we don't judge, but I am here for conversation.
I thought you were going to say I am silently judging.
No.
That's just think about it for forever.
Because I do have. There's one in my superhero category.
He doesn't want to reveal it. He doesn't want to reveal
that is wildly unpopular.
Yeah, I thought you were about to be like, it was going to cause serious judgment.
Yeah.
So it's
I would like to put forward that we will not be judging before I tell you something that
you might judge me for.
Tremaine, I will not judge you.
I promise
So I
you my
want to
best not to
start-
judge you.
Yeah.
With something simple.
Okay.
Favorite superhero film / television series.
Okay.
I don't know how y'all want to round robin it.
I don't care. I mean, we think we can just talk about whatever.
Sure.
I mean, I'll
Why don't you?
I'll throw one out there.
Yeah, you start.
Yeah.
No particular order.
Okay.
I'll just throw out the one I think I'll get judged for a little.
Okay.
All right. Let's get it out of the way. Rip the Band-Aid off.
Lay it on me.
I really love Iron Man 3.
Oh no, absolutely
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Hardcore support.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Because I know it got a lot of flack for how the Mandarin was done.
Sure.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Yeah.
But I think the other elements of that movie are fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
That was kind of like a throwaway guy for me anyways. Like I understand like that, but I know it was like, I don't know. I didn't feel like it was that important. Like it was important that he was the guy that was on the camera in the face, but like he wasn't like the big deal of that movie, I guess.
He wasn't.
Well, and that was.
Yeah. But
I think that was the intent, though.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Like.
Right. So, but saying that the movie sucked because of this guy.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
I can look past that.
Right.
Yeah. For sure. It's
Trevor.
I mean, it's not
Just
Iron
leave
Man
Trevor
2.
alone.
It's not Iron Man 2.
Right. Yeah.
We get past it. But I just think The issue with the Mandarin for that movie is that it was kind of dumb.
Yeah.
And also, MCU doesn't care. But, like, the importance of the actual Mandarin to Iron Man.
This is face value round that doesn't know
Right.
stories.
So it's like
the character means nothing to me, so I don't care.
Sure.
Right,
But I
which
guess
is exactly why they did it.
Yeah, okay.
But this is a different Iron Man with a different thing.
Yeah.
And I think that organization that the Mandarin was a part of did have a meaning to Iron Man.
For sure.
Yeah.
Right? Like, this, we're talking about, like, captivity and all the, all the stuff that was laid flat. And I thought that they did if they had done that and it had been tone deaf, we're talking about the same thing, right?
Yeah.
But everybody who was outraged about the Mandarin being like an actor and a puppet head and all that sort of stuff,
Just an actimate.
right? Where like
Yeah.
I liked the commentary that was,
Yes.
right? Like I liked what they were doing with that, and then I think like the full narrative that happens in other movies after that around that character and Trevor and all that sort of stuff, like I think they made good on it. Like the MCU has its Mandarin. He's legitimately scary. And
we got Trevor.
And we got Trevor. And they actually made Trevor like kind of endearing.
Right, yeah.
That was great.
Yeah.
And they brought him back. Bringing him back for Wonder Man, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The third one was the magma people, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It had the house party protocol, dog.
Oh yeah. That was
dope.
cool.
Yeah.
That was a fucking
Even
cool
I
scene.
did hate that he destroyed all of them, but
whatever.
I was sad on the inside.
Yeah. I mean, I liked it personally, my own personal, like life and all that sort of stuff. I really liked that they talked about like they made the allegories and talked about like Tony Stark's alcoholism and all that sort of stuff in that movie. And like, I thought that was fantastic. And the giant metaphor through that movie is like the alcohol with the fucking shrapnel particles, I loved that. I loved seeing Spy Tony. I liked seeing him,
without the suit.
It was cool seeing him without the suit and still get to be a badass no judgment because
You were so worried.
Yeah, no, I would actually say that I think it's the strongest Iron Man movie. Iron Man 1 was important.
Better than 2, yeah.
Iron Man 1 was important.
Agreed.
But on rewatch, set what would have been problematic formula had MCU not broken from it as quickly as they did, which was every movie is going to be bad guy version of good guy.
Oh,
right.
Gotcha.
Like, and we kind of had that for a little, and they were like, no, we can't do that. We can't do that. And so I'm glad that they did.
Right.
But that's ultimately what it is, right? Like, and it's good. It's
Well,
a good origin.
This is in general kind of superhero trope.
Sure, it is.
Tony Stark built it in a cave with a box of scraps.
Yeah.
There you go.
I mean, every superhero essentially, their biggest villain side, like, well, I would even say Batman and Joker. It's just their counterpart.
Right? Yeah.
Spider-Man, Venom.
Sure.
Batman, Joker.
I don't know if Venom's really Spider-Man's biggest villain. Especially since Venom starts to have like a pretty decent anti-hero arc at some point in time.
Well, that's fair. Depending on the Venom.
I mean, you got Green Goblin.
We're
not gonna do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my first one.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll pass.
Okay, so I'll throw out my unpopular one that I think it's Kick-Ass.
Okay.
And that's where, aka Big Daddy.
Okay.
Full circle. Thank you for watching.
Look at
So
you.
yeah, I just like the idea of the story. This normal kid who
Kick-Ass so
like
good.
even throughout the movie is
girl.
not a superhero.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like you meet the real superheroes, right? Hit Girl and Big Daddy, who are just like total fucking badasses, right?
Yeah.
But I just like the idea of like an average guy like doing his thing. So I always thought that was cool.
Kick-Ass is phenomenal.
Kick-Ass is awesome.
The graphic novel was so great when it hit, and I thought the movie did a fantastic job of hitting the tone and all that sort of stuff. I actually in some bag somewhere I have a pretty decent Kick-Ass cosplay that I won't fit into anymore.
I've always been partial to the movies that like are more realistic. You know, it's not to say that like whatever, but like you know, you're not gonna probably see an Iron Man or a Captain America, but you can see a Kick-Ass, right? So
that's fair.
It's cool.
Yeah. I respect that.
Thank you.
I like it.
Nice. I like that movie too.
Yeah.
Good movie.
We're just doing the ones that should be hot
We don't
takes.
have
Are we talking? No. I don't think they have to be hot takes.
I also just wanted to veer away from like the typical DC Marvel.
Okay.
Okay. Well, yeah, because we talked about it last week. The best superhero movie for me is Captain America: Winter Soldier. There's just
It's on my favorite.
Yeah.
I mean, outside of like the Avengers, like Infinity War series and all, like that was big in its own thing because it was like but of development, and backstories, and then you're finally coming to that head. So that was an experience.
Yeah.
But storytelling and all that stuff, one that would be bad. Hancock was one
Hancock
that I really enjoyed. But that was the same thing, which is like kind of a regular fucked up dude that has
Was that
drinking
did that
problems.
take an R rating?
Oh yeah. For sure.
I thought so.
I think
It was
so.
A lot of fun.
a lot of F-bombs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that
enjoyed
movie's so
that
good.
movie.
Yeah, for sure.
It's super good.
It was again really dumb, but love Jason Bateman.
That was like
and-
Will Smith's like heyday. Too.
He was definitely.
I Am
that was
Legend.
that was prime.
Yeah.
That was a fucking movie.
Oh,
Yeah,
for
talk
sure.
about a movie for sure.
God.
Yeah.
I mean, I think, Winter Soldier, sure. I mean, I think it's maybe a common answer.
Yeah.
It's ridiculously good.
It is.
It has everything
Especially
you
coming
need.
after- Because I thought the first Captain America, and I think all the first Avenger movies kind of all had this problem.
Yeah.
None of them were great.
Right.
Yeah. Like,
I agree.
I love Thor.
Well,
Right.
They're
But
setting
I'm
the
not
foundation,
gonna say
right?
that like it's my favorite Thor.
Oh,
No.
But
all
I
of the
but I
first
loved
ones are
it.
trash.
No.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Ragnarok
because
is
that's
the best Thor
objectively a
movie.
correct answer.
Right.
It's the best
Exactly.
Thor movie.
And it is not Love and Thunder.
It is
What?
Yeah.
You didn't like the Screaming Goats?
The
I did.
Scream
I liked Love and Thunder.
I loved Love and Thunder, but that is because I knew what I was going
Right,
to
yes,
see.
yes.
Right.
And I was ready for that. And
Yeah.
I recognize that if you are not ready for Taika Waititi to go, oh, you're giving me a second movie?
Yeah.
Oh, just wait.
Watch this.
But like, I mean,
I get it.
Yeah.
I get why people had that
I didn't
reaction.
hate it. I'm just saying that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ragnarok
I just
was
didn't like one part.
huh?
I just didn't like one part of Love and Thunder.
Yeah,
I just wouldn't have killed Jane Foster.
sure.
That's my only.
Yes.
That's my only like
Sure.
big one.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
Wow, this movie's been out for like 8 years.
Don't say that, because if that's true, I am sad. No, it's not.
It's like-
No, it's not. It came out a few
like
years ago.
It's like
a
three.
few years.
It's like 3. It's got to be 3. Tremayne, it has to be 3. Don't
That's
answer
it.
the
If
question.
you're
It has to be
Drew,
3.
the bridge scene
Okay,
in
I jumped the
Ragnarok.
gun.
Is it 3?
22. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
with freaking Led
Yes.
Zeppelin.
We're not old!
Yeah.
Yes!
Oh, wait,
Still am.
Dang it.
Okay, so we're doing favorite. This is just movies
And
Or
TV.
TV.
or TV shows. Okay. If we're going into TV shows, we're not just talking about. It is probably tied in between the Netflix Daredevil and Netflix Punisher series for me.
Mm.
Yeah.
In terms
That was my guess.
of favorite superhero television.
Okay.
John Bernthal?
Bernthal.
Bernthal
Mhm.
or Bernthal?
I think he's BER.
John B.
Okay. Well,
Jamie?
John Bernthal is an amazing Frank Castle.
Mhm.
Everybody hear that? Was
Yeah.
that just me?
No, I heard
Okay.
that.
No.
Okay, I couldn't tell whether or not it was my
Cool.
tinnitus or or real life.
Everyone just shuts down.
Shit, all of our programming was
Uploaded.
Is all that stuff still working?
Yeah, everything seemed good.
Yeah, everything's good.
It's just
Okay.
weird.
All right. Anyway,
Anywho.
is a phenomenal Frank Castle. The version of Frank Castle that they're telling in those
100%.
stories is incredible. And I was hard to please in that regard because I very, very, very much so liked. Oh my gosh.
I'm bad with names, so I can't help it.
And I'm bad on the spot with getting stuck on it until I'm unhooked.
First Punisher or Warzone?
First Punisher.
What is his name?
He was also in The Expanse. He was phenomenal in that. He's very good. Somebody look it up. But anyway, I mean, that version of Frank Castle is phenomenal.
Thomas Jane.
Thomas Jane, thank you very much.
Breathe. Breathe.
And he's just such a cool. He was so good with that role and so cool. It was cool that he went and did that like fan shot web thing.
Yeah.
And reprised the role. I don't know if you guys ever saw that.
I was just thinking about that.
It's called Laundromat.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like there's these guys that are like being real pieces of shit to this like I want to say it's like a Dominican kid or something, and they're like bullying him and like and Thomas Jane is just like washing his laundry, just in normal clothes, and there's no indication that it is a Punisher thing.
Yeah.
Until like the last 35 seconds of it, where like he just like brains this one dude with a whiskey bottle and then the kid's like, hey, you dropped this. And he like holds up a shirt and it's like a Punisher shirt and he goes, you can have it. It's got a bunch of holes in it. And, like, it's really cool. And it's well shot. It's completely fan made.
Yeah.
And so that was really good. But back to the MCU stuff, like the Charlie Cox MCU like Daredevil stuff.
Just started watching.
Oh,
I'm only 2 episodes in.
I won't go into too much.
I won't go into too much of like the story arc and all that sort of stuff. And I mean, you know, I think when they started to try and build like a Netflix Defenders thing, maybe it gets a little weaker towards the tail end.
Oh, you know, for sure.
But the actual story, I mean, Vince D'Onofrio. Thank you.
Can't help you. Don't look at me.
As Kingpin was incredible.
Incredible.
The cast through and through, the actors of it through and through. So I'm extremely excited for tomorrow night. Is it tonight at midnight? Are they doing a midnight?
I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe.
I'll know because I'll be up.
You'll be awake.
But
It's not Michael Clark Duncan.
Yeah.
Wow.
But
R.I.P. Big man.
Yeah. But I'm really excited for that. I think that they've got very big shoes to. Now I understand like it's still a lot of there was a lot of like Marvel oversight on the Netflix shows and all that sort of stuff. My understanding was this show originally was like going to intentionally deviate from the like tone of the Netflix shows like on purpose. And I think like Vincent D'Onofrio and Charlie Cox were like, no, you guys have to like
it won't be a good choice.
It's not. You
What
don't
tone?
have to
Dark as fuck?
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
It's basically Batman.
Yeah, I mean, and Daredevil is right with superpowers, right? Like, I mean, and so, but it is like it's the tone, the action, the dialogue, the character level stuff that they did in those Netflix series for Daredevil was extremely good.
Yeah.
Like
I'm
extremely good. And if you deviated from that and like
Would have never.
it just there was no sometimes you do have to give the fans a little bit
Right,
of
yeah.
what they
Yeah,
want.
sure.
Harkening back to like when we were talking about James Gunn and like why I have a lot of faith in him.
Mhm.
You know, he was recently talking about Guardians, and talking about the DCU and like what's his guiding principle on like how he's going to make things on the DCU. And he's talked about like how like Nebula was not an expected, like he knew that that like she was a liked character and that the actress was going to do phenomenal in that role and all that sort of stuff.
Mhm.
But at initial onset, her being as important of a role in 2 and 3 as she ended up being was not
in the game plan.
not in the original game plan.
sure.
But he was like, when lightning strikes, right?
Yeah,
right.
you roll with it. Yeah.
You roll with it. You change. You don't
You bottle
just,
the lightning.
you
Well,
don't
even
you don't
as
just go
important as
like,
she was in Infinity War and Endgame.
right.
Yeah.
Right. You don't just go like, oh, well, everybody loves this character I wrote, but I didn't like her that much.
Right.
So
it's kind of a don't overthink moment.
you
Right,
just
yeah.
go
Which I
like,
think all those movies were kind of like that. Don't overthink it. Just like it was
the
kind
show.
of just like we're gonna give all of them what they want. You know?
Well, I mean, I don't think people knew. I think he had a really great opportunity because I don't think people knew what they wanted out of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah,
Right.
I think that's
Like,
a fair
It
point.
came out of nowhere
like-
to begin with, and it's like, oh god, that's fucking good.
When I know from
Fucking
like
great,
a
yeah.
Marvel Comics guy, right? Like at the time when it's like, okay, they've done Iron Man, they've done Thor, they've done Captain America.
Yeah.
They're missing Spider-Man right now because they can't because of the stuff.
Right.
They're skipping over X-Men because Fox owns all of that, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And then they're like, we're doing Guardians of the Galaxy. You're like, fucking what?
Right.
Like
right.
that's the next like
Yeah.
you know,
How
and
we get there again?
yeah, right.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
like that wasn't
That's like
that wasn't number
Yeah, like-
7
like,
Yeah.
on the
So-
list, right?
Right.
Can't do that one.
Not that one.
Yeah.
Huh?
All right.
Yeah.
Huh? This one? All right.
But well,
they just threw the pages up and then
Fuck
scrambled.
it. Yeah, yeah.
Ah, that one.
Hey, listen now.
and I think it was more of a like he can't, my understanding of the inception of it is a little bit more he came to them and was like, I want to make a Guardians of the Galaxy movie, and they were like, okay, let's see what you got. And he was like,
Ensemble.
and he was like this, right? And they were like,
Oh,
okay,
okay.
we're gonna make this.
Yeah.
And
How much you need?
And so I mean, to that point, like I'm hopeful that's the winning argument here too with Daredevil. We'll find
Yeah.
out tonight or tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Like if the tone is, but like I remember the literal jaw drop feeling of watching that fight scene
Mm-hmm.
in
Episode 2.
episode 2 of Daredevil
Mhm.
and going, I've never seen anything quite like this before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? And I watch a lot of kung fu movies, which obviously they learn stuff from.
Right, sure.
I mean, like I think Old Boy and The Raid and stuff have similar style things, right? And they scratch the same itches as that
yeah, for
scene, but how well you can deconstruct that scene, especially from even a filmmaking standpoint, like
Yeah.
like and just go like, oh my god, the way that they're literally like it's a set and like Charlie Cox is going out a door, his stunt double's coming in, like and
Right, yeah.
all in one shot.
Yeah.
And like, oh man, and you see every hit, you feel every crunch, every bump, and like,
Gonna rewatch that tonight.
and you and they keep that.
Yeah.
They keep that throughout that whole series.
Yeah.
Like the action is that crisp throughout that whole
Nice.
series, and they quadruple down on it for Punisher.
Okay.
It's a
Oh,
different
yeah.
type of action.
Yeah.
But like
Watch that.
it's it's not quite John Wick good.
Right. Yeah.
Like in terms of like choreography and but it's very good. And
Yeah.
so yeah, I mean I think if we're talking about the wholeness of it, it's that. Subjective favorite is Thor Ragnarok.
Mhm.
More objective favorite would be Captain America Winter Soldier when we
Yeah.
start getting into the movie space.
Yeah.
And I can't really do MCU versus DCU all in
Yeah.
one
Oh, yeah.
conversation.
No,
because-
it's too
because
much.
It's too much.
It's too much. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's why, to Josh's point, I just grouped them together.
Yeah.
Superhero media.
Yeah. I have a hard time.
Yeah,
I have a
that's
hard
tough.
time, like even parsing separately or parsing together without separating and going, okay, this one's MCU. This is.
If we do
Yeah.
go through this entire conversation without bringing up the Dark Knight, though, I think it would be an injustice.
Yeah.
So you're right, but it's not in my list because I felt like it went without saying. That's how I felt.
Well, Rachel's still up. I think she was going to say Batman.
Yeah. So actually, it's really funny you bring that up because, if we go back to the DCU, if we
I just
talk
rain on
about,
your parade, I'm so sorry.
if we talk about DCU, I will dive into that. But if I'm going to talk about MCU specifically, and these are probably actually hot takes because they got, I know one of them specifically got poo-pooed, and maybe this is just a subjectivity issue.
Hey, real quick.
Yeah.
Big dog.
Yeah.
We homies.
Yeah.
And I mean that from the bottom of my heart.
Yeah.
If you say Iron Man 2 is your favorite right now, I will leave.
It's not. If we're talking about TV series, it's WandaVision
Gotcha.
WandaVision was fantastic.
Very good.
and Agatha All Along.
Okay.
I didn't see it.
Both of those were very good. Both of those knew what
We
they were
enjoyed them.
doing.
They knew what they were doing,
Mhm.
and they knew who their audience was for Agatha All Along. And spoiler alert, it's me.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, seriously, like when you get, first of all, Scarlet Witch
Yeah.
for me
Yeah.
is like fucking off the charts.
Yeah.
I love Scarlet Witch. I love her story. I love what we've seen in the films.
Mhm.
Like if it's Scarlet Witch, give it to me. Like
Right, yeah,
she's awesome.
I'm gonna soak it up. And the story of a woman scorned,
Mhm.
Yeah.
amplified, resonates in my soul.
Sure,
right?
sure,
Like
yeah.
so there's a lot of personal connection for the story
Yeah.
of Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
And then same with Agatha, when I look at Agatha All Along. And I mean, I'm just gonna level with you. If you put Aubrey Plaza in it,
Yeah.
your
You love her.
girls got to listen. My wife and I have an agreement.
Not just
Oh,
you.
She's on the list.
She's on the list.
Put it on the list.
Yes.
The list.
Aubrey Plaza, and for so many reasons, as
She's number one.
and I think she can do anything.
To you or in general?
Bold. Yeah.
So both.
The
but,
list, bro.
what I meant
It's on the
was-
list.
What I meant was,
List.
Oh, sorry.
I think as an actor, her range is amazing.
Yeah,
it's very good.
Her in Legion
Um,
was nuts too.
She just blows me out of
Was
the
it
water
Legion?
with her
It was Legion,
performance.
the TV show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was in that.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's probably why
She's
I
wild.
adore her so much as a former theater kid
Mhm.
and just like
Yep.
somebody who spent time in the space of like knowing what it takes to be
Yeah.
give a real performance. Like
Yeah.
holy shit.
Yeah.
And the story of Agatha with Aubrey, I mean, oh my god, it's just so
Yeah.
I love it so much.
Yeah.
It's so good. So those are my and
Is that the most fresh MCU show?
Agatha? I think
Agatha came out this
Are-
past
are we
October.
counting
so,
anime?
yeah.
Huh?
Are we kind of animated?
No.
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 Because the other
Because
one
the
is
Spider-Man
came out,
one
too.
is the Spider-Man one, which is
Spider-Man. I haven't
Fucking
watched
very
it.
Yeah, it's cool.
it's very good.
It is.
I haven't watched it yet, but I
Yeah.
really want to. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too many things.
Yep.
I know. That's part of the problem,
almost like
definitely.
I
The
can't
style
believe
of
it's
it.
so
the
far-
style of it's the cool part, I think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, the comic book animation kind of
It's
style.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I
That's
love
why
that
I was so
stuff.
drawn to Spider-Verse as well.
Yeah.
That's why-
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh well, Spider-Verse is
that
in
was a
league
gorgeous
of its,
movie.
is
Yeah.
in a league of its own
Yeah, it really
in terms
is.
of just filmmaking.
It's on
Yeah.
the list.
Real quick, Rachel.
Yeah.
I'm asking you a question. This
Sure.
is an Aubrey Plaza question.
Okay.
Because I just haven't watched it. I'm just curious if you have. It's on
Okay.
my to-do list. I just haven't gotten around to it. My Old Ass.
No, I haven't.
Okay.
I
No.
started it and got tired and didn't finish it, but
Oh,
it was actually pretty fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
On the Aubrey Plaza, did you watch her directing actor Emily does a crime? Emily.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. No,
Um,
I haven't watched that yet.
Oh my God! This.
I will
know.
get my own phone out because that's probably so far out from
what it's actually fucking called.
No, I have not. I have not watched that. I would like. I mean, Aubrey Plaza just I think is an incredibly talented person, and I mean I fell in love with her in Parks and Rec. Like,
Yeah,
I-
yeah.
As did we all.
just-
Alongside Chris Pratt.
Just a
It is called Emily Does a Crime.
no. It is. It's called Emily the Criminal.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So
So,
Emily
all
Does
right.
a Crime's not too
It was like
far.
2
out.
steps
too
away.
far.
Not too bad.
Yeah.
So good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
If you're an Aubrey Plaza fan, or if you just like great movie, like just fuck, it was good.
Yeah.
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 We're talking favorites. Aubrey Plaza.
Yeah.
Aubrey Plaza, baby.
She's on the list.
On the list.
Okay, if we're doing that, I'm just kidding.
Films.
I could throw one of mine in, but she was in a superhero movie. It count.
Oh, Scarlett Johansson, me too, bro.
Kat Dennings, actually.
Oh, Kat Dennings. Yeah, sure. I hear you on that. Yeah. She's also great. Movies. Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's on everybody's fucking
Yeah.
list, man. It's so funny.
Ragnarok was so good.
It was so good. Here's how good Thor Ragnarok is. Planet Hulk is one of my all-time favorite comic book story arcs that they've told. Hulk is one of my favorite my favorite MCU character of all time.
Yeah.
And Planet Hulk is the best Hulk story that has ever existed, and I would venture to guess the best Hulk story that will ever exist.
Okay.
They butchered
Oh, you know, it's
Planet Hulk
Yeah.
in Thor Ragnarok.
Sure. And it was still good.
And I love that.
And you
fuck.
loved it. Yeah.
Right? So like
Yeah.
Nice work.
like for someone to take a giant steaming dump on something that you love and make something that you love out of it.
Yeah.
The opposite of what we talked about last week.
Right. Well, and I don't
Reverse exploitation.
No, and I don't think it was. I don't think that was the intent. Like, I don't think they meant to be mean about it.
Yeah.
I think they just took it apart. What?
I'm waiting till you know. I have a question for you.
Okay. Well, I don't. They were like, we're gonna take this part. This is good, and they had to like attach all the stuff in.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So like, but in doing it, they took all of the like. Not all of it. We still got a little bit of it, and we did get Smart Hulk after that whole arc and all that fun stuff.
Right.
But they took the like deep, meaningful. That was our only chance at getting a Hulk movie that people could grasp onto at the full character of the Hulk.
Yeah.
And
Plus, add Jeff Goldblum, and
and we're not going to get it. and that Jeff Goldblum's character is not on the planet Sakaar at all.
No, sure.
And so, although God, Jeff Goldblum phenomenal. Anyway, point being,
He's on the list.
He's on the list. No, but point being, like, Thor Ragnarok is so fucking
good. Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, I feel like it's just one of those ones where it's like, of course it's so good. But, I mean, I am also, I've been a Deadpool fan for a long time.
Mhm.
And again, like, that's comic book, give it to me, everything I can get a hold of.
Yeah.
And I love all the movies. There's also a special little place in my heart for his love of his life, because I'm a big Firefly fan. And she was in that, and Morena's Queen. So love him, love her. Think they're both great.
Yes.
I love Deadpool, and it's funny because like after I just teased you all about being like I'm surrounded by boys. I mean that's Deadpool. That's some Deadpool humor for sure. But I love everything about it, and I think Ryan Reynolds was a great cast.
It just adds a completely different element to the MCU.
Yeah.
I can't imagine anybody else.
No, well, and I'm sure the internet can fact check, or we should fact check this on the internet, but I'm fairly certain that was less of a casting call and more of a him going whenever you make Deadpool.
I want to be
I want it to be me. Yeah. And they were like, okay, well, we're making Deadpool's going to be in the Logan movie, and he was like, all right, sign me up.
Yeah.
And then they did what they did to Deadpool in the Logan movie, and like obviously he had already like signed up and all that sort of stuff, and he was like, yeah. And I think like the Deadpool that we got was born from like him being like, no, like we're not going to kill it there.
Yeah, and then like we got nothing on it for a really long time, and then there was like there's people like petitioning basically to get this movie made.
Yeah.
Well, they paid for and shot that teaser. Yeah. The brown pants, the red pants, brown pants teaser thing without like Fox's approval.
Oh, really?
They just fucking made that thing and put it out.
Yeah.
And like forced Fox's hand.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
to
been
be
like,
fair,
we
fuck
have the
Fox.
screenplay, we have the screenplay, and all that sort of stuff. So
Yes. That is the correct thing to say.
Yes.
I'm not like from a comic standpoint,
Mhm.
like I'm not a gigantic Deadpool comics guy.
Sure.
Oh, okay.
Like fun and I don't hate him by any stretch of the imagination, but like I've never like read a comic and been like, I'm so glad that Deadpool was in this.
Right. Yeah.
Other-
Sure. Yeah.
Other than Cable and Deadpool, which I
Yeah.
thought was a really good I thought that was a really good like
Yeah.
buddy cop drama,
Yeah.
like
Sure,
odd couple pairings thing
yeah.
that was really fun. But God, I mean, he just nailed that character so good.
Yeah.
The movies are so fun.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
so much fun. I mean, and like this. So Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe is one of my favorite comics.
Mhm. Yeah.
And like, there's just so many elements of of that stuff where you can tell they were like, oh, we'll have him do this. This will be funny. I mean, of
Right,
course,
yeah,
we're not.
yeah.
You know, it's not the same. Like they didn't turn it into a movie, but you can see where they pulled from that. We're like, oh yeah, we're gonna use some of this stuff, and so you know that always makes the little heart happy. And
I liked him going back to all the previous stuff and
Yes.
just killing off
yes,
the
that was
lines.
so great.
It's like, all right, fix this.
Yeah.
Clear that up.
Comes in with the gun. Yeah. That stuff's
All
great.
right. All better.
Yeah, all better. I'm trying to think. I think, that's. I mean, I do love anything Thor for the most part. I didn't love the second movie.
Dark World.
Dark World. Yeah.
Nobody did.
Nobody.
I thought
did.
the elves were cool, but it was.
It was all right. I watched it and went, okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
But I love Norse
One and
mythology.
Tom
on the
Hiddleston.
whole. Yeah,
Yes.
Yes. As one of my friends said, I could watch Tom Hiddleston watch paint dry.
He's on the list.
Yeah, he's on the list. God love him. No, he's great. And I will watch Tom Hiddleston fly around and do Tom Hiddleston things for forever. It's fine.
Yeah.
But it just wasn't a fantastic. And I do love the series Loki.
The Loki series is
I was
good.
going to say,
Yeah.
circling back, a extremely hardcore runner-up. Especially if we were to say that the Netflix stuff was discontinued from the MCU because it's technically,
Yeah.
I think it's being retconned at this point in
Yeah.
time.
Right.
Pretty much.
It is very hardcore Loki and Loki 2.
Yeah.
We're
Loki
just
is-
talking about the stuff that's been made specifically by Marvel
Marvel
and Marvel
Studios, yeah.
Television
Yeah.
Studios.
Loki.
Fuck, and Loki
Yeah.
season. Yeah.
So-
yeah.
You get so many hair flips.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Just every
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's my neck.
Yeah.
Not again.
Not again. That's me.
Yeah.
That's my faves in the MCU.
So,
Okay.
Drew,
Mhm.
Hulk fan,
Mm-hmm.
I have a question for you. I'm
Absolutely.
gonna create a scenario.
Okay.
The Incredible Hulk movie,
Okay.
starring Edward Norton.
Sure.
The movie is the exact same.
Mm-hmm.
Would you change out Mark Ruffalo for Ed Norton? It's the exact same movie, just the Hulk changes.
Like, for what end? I guess I'm not understanding like why I would need to do that. I suppose.
Well, so since they essentially retconned the Ed Norton Hulk,
Yeah. That
For
Hulk,
Mark
the Ed Norton Hulk is the Mark Ruffalo Hulk. It's just a recast, right?
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
to go like fully back to put Mark Ruffalo in that same movie.
Like, would I support them AI doing it? Is that
No,
the
just-
question?
if-
My brain,
if
my
history-
brain-
If it wasn't
Oh,
written in
If it wasn't
would you
Ed Norton,
have
if Mark
preferred it?
Ruffalo was originally
why not?
Are you? Is the question here? Do I actually prefer Mark Ruffalo as Bruce
Basically.
Banner
Yeah.
than Edward Norton?
Yeah.
I think that Mark Ruffalo's Bruce Banner for the MCU is a better Bruce Banner for the MCU than Edward Norton was.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I think there's no way to actually talk about this without talking about the fact that Edward Norton was universally unworkable
Yeah, no, he was
with,
terrible.
which is why he
Which
was
is
fired.
why.
Yeah.
So that being said,
However, that movie was still dope.
I do wish. So
that being said,
yeah.
Edward Norton's Bruce Banner and his depiction of Bruce Banner was a more true to comics depiction of the Bruce Banner is a bad person,
Yeah, no, for sure.
right? Like Hulk is not the villain
Right.
in the Bruce Banner Hulk is what happens when Bruce Banner loses control.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
And does like the story arc of Planet Hulk establishes that Bruce Banner has used the Hulk to do what Bruce Banner wants to do, but doesn't have the strength or power to do.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Not Bruce Banner's keeping the Hulk at bay, and then when the Hulk gets out, the Hulk is
Right.
thing.
Gotcha.
Because when the Hulk, like, and Bruce Banner meld, so another story arc very shortly after that is Bruce Banner successfully removes the Hulk from himself,
Right.
Right.
and he fucking becomes a villain.
Yeah.
Like a take over the world super villain.
Yep.
And he doesn't have any Hulk in him anymore.
Hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
And so like I liked the way that Ed Norton played it a little nastier,
Yeah, a little more gritty,
grittier, a
Mhm.
little I will give that to him.
Mhm.
But I actually really, really like, again, the MCU's not the comics.
Right.
And that is okay.
Right.
And it's actually
Better.
better that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very, very much so better that way.
Yep.
And I think that the character balance that Mark Ruffalo brings to the Avengers ensemble as
Yeah.
Bruce Banner
Yep.
is important
Mhm.
because Robert Downey Jr.'s Tony Stark
Mm-hmm.
and Edward Norton's Bruce Banner
Would not.
have played well on screen.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
No.
Like, you needed conceited, I'm smarter than everybody in the room,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and I'm good,
Mhm.
but I'm a good person.
Mhm.
Deep down somewhere, I'm a good person.
Yeah.
And I'm actually the smartest person in the room, but I'm not conceited. I'm just here to help.
Right. Yeah.
More than you needed. Conceited, I'm smarter than every person in the room, and I'm a good person deep down. And conceited, I'm smarter than everybody in the room, and I'm a bad person deep down.
Yeah.
That dynamic
The
didn't.
polar opposite.
Nobody
It doesn't
needed
work.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to answer the question you're asking, yes, I do think that Edward Norton is a better Bruce Banner than like a more true to form Bruce
Yeah.
Banner. I think Mark Ruffalo is the right Bruce Banner for the MCU, and I think that his Bruce Banner is fantastic.
So keep everything the way it is.
No, I think I would go if we're
Go back
talking
and put
about what
Talking about
Bruce
time
Banner
travel.
what Bruce Banner should be throughout the entire MCU.
Mm.
It should be Mark
Mark
Ruffalo's
Ruffalo,
Bruce Banner throughout the
Makes
MCU. If you had not cast Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark, and the Tony Stark character was going to be played more or less conceited, which I don't think would have been the right call,
No.
then perhaps
Kind of
you could have
perfect the way it
stuck with Edward Norton's.
Yeah.
Anyway,
He does fit. Mark Ruffalo just kind of fits right in there.
It's
I mean, you have so many
it
big,
feels like a puzzle piece.
you have huge
situation.
personalities and all the Chris Hemsworth, Chris Evans,
Mhm.
Robert Downey Jr. These are massive actors in their own right. So
Yeah.
he just kind of slots right in there. Well.
And then even going from an ego standpoint,
yeah,
Yeah.
Edward Norton over time wouldn't have worked at all.
wouldn't have gotten better.
Yeah.
No.
It would not have gotten better.
No.
No.
Let's give him a bunch of money and make him one of the biggest stars ever.
No.
Let's just make it way worse.
Yeah. And I think that there is like a little bit of the artist coming through in the art there because
Sure.
obviously like that didn't happen with Mark Ruffalo. Like I think a lot of Mark Ruffalo's personality is in the Bruce Banner.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
agreed,
100%.
agreed.
For sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Because I think in Mickey 17, which I'm really excited to see, Mark Ruffalo's playing a villain
Oh.
in that. And I'm really,
Yeah.
it's comes out this Friday. It's like, it's the dude that did, oh God, names is not the thing, but it's the dude that did, Parasite.
Oh,
And it's like a dark comedy.
Oh.
It's a dark comedy, like dystopian future thing where like clones are being used to like do risky jobs and
nice.
advance humanity. That's
Yeah.
like the gist of
Gotcha.
it, basically. And I think the crux of it is you're never supposed to meet your clone. Like when you die, you're never supposed to survive. As you're dying, they print a new one of you out to keep going. And so
Right,
you're
yeah.
supposed to die. The new one takes you over,
Right.
takes over your role. But I think Mickey 17 and Mickey 18 meet each other
Gotcha.
and fucking start a revolution, basically, I think is the concept of it. That's Robert Pattinson.
That's what I thought.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyway,
Parasite's a fun.
Mark Ruffalo, I might be incorrect, but I think he's like the lead bad guy in that. So I'm interested
Nice.
to see
Yeah.
that. I'm interested to see him to not be
The LBG.
like smart Mr. Reserve.
Bad guy.
There's a lot of people wearing pigeon costumes in the trailer too, which makes which is interesting.
Yeah,
Anyway,
Pigeon
I just tangented this way off.
All right.
Yeah,
Oh, it's back on me.
Favorites.
Oh,
favorites.
Oh shit, I forgot Luke Cage.
Luke Cage is on my list.
Oh,
Luke-
okay.
but-
I'll let you do it.
I'm not gonna throw Luke Cage because I'm actually gonna replace him because you said Winter Soldier. I gotta replace one real quick because I forgot about it.
Yeah.
How could you?
And it's my favorite movie ever.
Okay.
Period. Point blank.
Okay.
Oh.
The first Blade with Wesley Snipes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gun to my face.
Mm-hmm.
Mute the movie. I could phrase the entire movie.
Okay. Why
It's
is
such
it?
a foreign language.
Doom.
Okay, well, that's fair.
That's my shit.
It's very good.
It's my father's favorite movie.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was a baby,
Mm-hmm.
through till my like teenage years, honestly.
He said you're gonna learn these fucking lines.
Dog, we watched that movie every single
That's cool, man.
day.
That's
Oh my
That's
god.
awesome.
So
That's
it's your
awesome.
favorite movie. It's nostalgic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's a big
also,
part of it,
I mean, it's legit good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like the Blade movies were legit good. Like, I mean, it was the perfect casting for that character.
And as much as I like Mahershala Ali, and
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of potential in Mahershala Ali.
Mm-hmm.
Now having Deadpool and Wolverine have happened,
I was gonna
Mhm.
say, were you so hyped when you saw him in
oh
that
dog,
movie?
Yeah.
I went wild. Usher threatened to kick me out. But like now having seen
No, you're gonna have to
Wesley
calm
Snipes
down.
again in
Yeah.
Blade,
Yeah.
I'm like, he can still do it. Why
He
is
can.
we even talk about Mahershala Ali?
Right.
Why
I'm
not
just saying.
both?
Oh.
I mean, I think that's the MCU we're looking at, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I think we're seeing an MCU where you're going to be able to have that fun.
And I
Like,
heard
and I think that's okay.
since the new Blade movie went through a bunch of rewrites,
Mm-hmm.
bunch of I think still going through directors. I saw a rumor
Mm-hmm.
that the new script
Mm-hmm.
Mahershala Ali and Kevin Feige enjoy,
Mm-hmm.
and I think because you're right in this new MCU, nothing is impossible.
Right.
And now that fences have been mended,
Mm-hmm.
I have a sneaking suspicion the new script does involve Wesley Snipes somewhere.
Sure.
Okay.
I have a sneaking suspicion.
Yeah.
All right.
Sure.
I don't see why not.
I admittedly don't know that much about like long-term Blade, like
Yeah.
all of the different story arcs that Blade goes through. Blade's always been an ancillary character in comics.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there's like even an opportunity for like multiversal Blade stuff, or if there's an opportunity for like a young Blade, old Blade scenario.
Well, I
going
think-
on. Like,
You don't need him to do that. Because he was that Deadpool and Wolverine,
Yeah.
a bunch of fucking portals randomly.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic Four don't know what's going to happen with that.
Yeah.
Time travel in
Yeah.
one of the Avengers
Sure.
movie.
Yeah.
Blade doesn't have to make the multiverse move. They could just happen.
It can just happen
Yeah.
because the MCU has established that it exists.
That's
and
fair.
so it doesn't have to. I mean, again, the MCU is very well established that it doesn't have to have been established in comics to be
Right.
the right story
Right.
Right.
on
Right.
screen.
Yeah.
And so, cool. I don't think that there was a single hot take on maybe it's just because that's why we all do a podcast
Yeah.
together.
That's
but
fair.
like,
We're friends for a reason.
yeah, I
Right.
mean, I back everybody's thing here. Now, something that was said,
Oh, God.
The Dark Knight.
Okay.
Oh, right.
Christopher Nolan
No.
and Christian Bale
Mm-hmm.
and the Dark Knight movies
Mm-hmm.
were what we needed them to be
Mm-hmm.
at that point in time.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sounds good. Next.
Leave it at that.
Yeah.
Do not expound any further.
No.
I want to know
Pop
where
up.
this is going.
I also do. I am curious. Now, don't say
Well, he
nothing
already
crazy.
said that his favorite Batman is Robert Pattinson's Batman.
My favorite Batman is Robert Pattinson's Batman.
Yeah.
Well,
Ready here.
Oh, That's okay.
Well, get over it.
Here's my question.
No.
In terms of Batman comics, do you prefer Year One Batman just in general?
The Scott Snyder, Greg Capullo Batman that started with New 52, and their entire run is take to my grave the best Batman stuff that has ever existed.
Okay.
There are other good Batmans that you should touch on. You should watch Hush. You should read Hush. You should read The Killing Joke. They're important
Killing
Batman stories to know and see. But if I was going to tell you, read one artist and writer. And Scott Snyder is in charge of most of DC. I think he's the lead editor of DC Comics now at this point in time.
I think so.
But if I was to tell you, that's Batman. That is as fucking Batman as Batman could be, right?
Yeah.
They nail the darkness. They nail the charisma.
Yep.
Right? They nail every single component of that from start to finish in every story. All the villains that they come up with are phenomenal. All of their treatments of the villains that existed previously are phenomenal. Zero notes, start to finish, near perfect Batman. So that's what I look at when I say...
Are those detective heavy or no?
Yes.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. They're certainly detective heavy.
Okay. Yeah.
They're also existential in terms of why is Batman Batman?
Right.
Right? And why is Bruce Wayne Batman and why is Batman Batman? And they're all told from the lens that Batman is the person. Bruce Wayne is the alter ego.
Yeah.
That's fire.
And it's all so good from start to finish.
So Superman.
And that is why, and that is why Robert Pattinson's Batman, what we saw of him so far, is my favorite.
Okay.
Because they established right out of the gate that character at that moment in time was Batman.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right? Fuck Bruce Wayne. I don't care about Bruce Wayne. He goes almost so far as to say, and he's not even trying, nor does he see any of the importance of why the alter ego Bruce Wayne is important. Right?
Yeah.
And he starts to see that towards the end. He starts to see what's the importance of everything that's happening in that. And that's why I liked those movies so much. Or that movie so much.
Here's the part of the podcast where I feign surprise that you and I are on the exact same page yet again.
Christian Bale, I first off, I think Christopher Nolan is one of the greatest directors of all time. I think history will support that. I think that his work is phenomenal. And I think that the first two undoubtedly are phenomenal movies, regardless of being superhero movies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Outside of Batman Begins action being dog shit. And I will die on that hill. You can't tell what's happening. You can't tell what's going on.
Yep.
It's
frustrating.
Badly shot action inside of a movie.
Yep.
Yeah. Shaky cam and no punch ever matters. And the artistic vision of that, I think, was this is what it's like to fight Batman.
Yeah.
Sure.
But as a viewer, I want to see what it's like to fight as Batman.
Right. Yeah.
Right. I want to see Robert Pattinson sneak up behind you in a fucking subway and absolutely toast you and your entire crew with precision and see every punch and bone break and everything. I want to see the Rocksteady Arkham versions of a fight where I can see it all happen, see it all play. That's how I want my action. In every action movie, just hands down. I just don't. That's what I want as Drew.
I don't want to be in the dark.
But that's also what I want as watching Batman.
Sure. Makes sense.
I'll give you that.
All of that aside, I think Dark Knight is important, obviously, because of Heath Ledger's performance inside of it.
100%.
Yeah.
I think outside of Mark Hamill's animated depiction of the Joker, There are two. There are two versions of the Joker that I think are in everybody's mind, and it is Mark Hamill's version of the animated Joker, and it is
Jack Nicholson,
and it is Jack Nicholson. No, and it is Heath Ledger's Joker in the Dark Knight, and I am sad that we did not get to see that play all the way through because I think the third movie would have been a different thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
but
R.I.P. Heath.
I am very, very hopeful that recreating what Batman Begins and Dark Knight were is not what the DCU is going to try and do next with Batman, because we don't need any
more Batman.
So that's why I said what I said.
Yeah.
Is that I fear that we will just continue to see the same shit.
Mm-hmm.
And if we're gonna do it, again, either do it in such a way that follows this Arkham Rocksteady detective comics that I have put also in my head that this is fucking Batman, or please just leave it alone for God's sake.
Right.
That's why I said what I said.
Yeah.
Explore
And I stand on it.
Just explore the world and move on, please.
Yeah.
I think we'll get it. I think that this DC. I'm very excited for Superman. I'm so incredibly excited for Superman.
Yeah.
I think this DCU is going to throw you right in the fucking middle of it and go catch up.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
You're not.
We'll see. Yeah.
I hate Superman so much.
Oh, I fucking hate Superman as well. Yes. Like you and I are not.
Oh,
What?
Yeah.
Everyone?
No, not me.
Oh my God, I
hate
fucking
Superman.
love Superman.
Okay. Maybe
I
I
like
came out
Superman the
hot.
arcade game.
Maybe I came out hot. I don't hate.
Nah, I'm hot.
I like the Nintendo 64 Superman.
I will literally,
shit.
I will literally never read a Superman book outside of when it's Batman and Superman.
Gotcha.
Okay.
I just have not found that character connecting from the standpoint of.
Primary color man.
Well, I just mean like
outside of Injustice.
Sure.
That is the only Superman I've ever found interesting. Because it's the only Superman that has ever made sense to me.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I get that.
No, I mean,
Because-
it's totally fair. It's not like I'm not sure he's this deep character, right? Like Batman, he has all these levels to him, and most MCU, even Tony Stark, everybody, like, and
Well, they have the human condition.
yeah,
The human-
Yeah.
exactly.
Human condition,
we
right.
can relate
Superman
to
is just this,
Yeah.
almost
He's an
all
alien.
powerful.
And
I think my Superman thing is probably more nostalgia.
Sure.
Sure. Yeah.
Because
that's my 100% my connection to it.
It has to be for
Yeah,
me.
for
Because,
sure.
like if I just because I can't, I have these loves of things that have these multi dimensions and multifacets and wholly like the human experience like we're talking about, and you don't get that from Superman, right?
No.
yeah,
But Superman I got pictures of me dressed up as Superman when I was 7.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know, like,
as a 7 to 13-year-old, it's Superman,
and that's
then-
my entry point.
Yeah, the
Right?
older you get and the like more shit you go through as a person and like the deeper
Superman
you
not
get
going
as a
through
person,
shit.
it's like,
The more you hate the world, you become Batman.
yeah.
And I do,
Yeah.
just like we all love SpongeBob,
young,
now
too.
we like Squidward.
but not. But it
Yeah.
was Superman and Batman for me, and
Yeah.
I veered more into Batman as I aged. But but you don't have a nostalgia thing, which you've already
I
shared.
don't have a
And-
nostalgia thing.
And I just think you just have a nostalgia.
I don't have
thing
a
in general.
I don't. Yeah.
Yeah, and I have a little.
Or a
and,
heart.
Yeah. Oh well.
I have a nostalgia thing.
Yeah.
When we were talking about favorites and like trying to come up with favorites and stuff, and it's really like kind of got me thinking of like this. I don't know if I had like a slight crisis. The just because like thinking about things that mattered at one time. Like I was like trying to think of things, like if you were to say, Ron, what's your favorite video game ever? I don't have a fucking answer. I'll tell you Halo because it was the most fun I've had in my life playing video games at that time.
Sure.
But if I went to play Halo 2, I wouldn't have fun like I had fun.
Well, that's
Sure.
Right? So like it's
the
like
gist of a favorite list, right? Not these
how?
things were favorites
right. So
all at specific times.
Oh, that's interesting because that's not how I.
Yeah, I
That's
went-
not how
yeah,
I.
see,
No,
that's
no,
not how I
see,
categorize
but
it.
your
It's-
favorite
that
is
is
what is
exactly
your
how I went.
like what is favorite?
When I went with movies, it was just like, that was easier to pick. But
Yeah.
when I went video games, it was all like like Wii Bowling is on my list.
Yeah.
And the reason it's on my list is because I lost a dear friend, and that's all we ever played.
Sure.
Was Wii Bowling.
Yeah.
So I'm like, dude, that's some of the most fun I ever had was playing with that with him. You know, Wii Sports, Super Mario 64. That's my favorite game of all time. But that's I'm sure that's on a few other lists. Yeah.
Well, like Donkey Kong is obviously on my Donkey Kong's on my list, like Donkey Kong Country, because I remember that's like one of my earliest connections with my father, and it's a connection that has maintained with my father is that we'll still talk about video games, right? Yeah. And so like I can see me sitting huddled with the lights off,
100%,
and all that I have is the flashing TV screen, and my dad peeking in and going, shh. And sitting down next to me with the controller, because then we're not going to wake mom up and we're going to play Super Mario until midnight, right? So cool. But that's not my favorite video game. If I had to talk, like I have to think about these things in eras. I can't think about like. It's really hard for me to just go, this is my favorite video game.
Right. This is the most confirming that I don't actually have a nostalgia thing.
Yeah.
Like you're hearing it. Like, so I have 2 lists. I do have 2 lists, but neither of them are about how much I enjoyed something at a point in time.
Okay.
I have a best list and a favorite list.
Oh, okay.
Right? And best is something where I try and put my objective hat on in a subjective media of art, and I go like, Jurassic Park is not the best movie of all time.
Yeah.
But it sure as fuck, to this day, right now, is my favorite movie of all time. And not because of how I felt as, whatever, 8-year-old kid going in or 9-year-old kid going into an R-rated movie in the theaters and seeing Jurassic Park.
Clever girl.
Because at any point in time, anybody in any room can go, should we watch Jurassic Park? My answer is fuck yeah. And I will sit there and watch the entire movie with glee, enjoy every single moment of it, be in utter awe of the way that it was made, the way it looks now and the way that it was made at the time, and all of the important things of it. And so for me...
So you don't think that's a nostalgic connection for you?
It's not a nostalgic connection for me because there's 10 other movies that were right underneath Jurassic Park that were my favorites at different points in time in my life that have been bumped by new things.
Yeah.
Jurassic Park I can just still objectively say it's my favorite movie because it's still the only movie that regardless of what point in time it is, where it is, what time and the things, I'll fucking watch it right now. And not because I'll feel like I did when I was a kid, but because like I will still get an enormous amount of enjoyment
That's
out
understandable.
of it. But I'll never come to the table and go like Steven Spielberg is one of the greatest directors of all time, and Jurassic Park's not riddled with fucking continuity errors and there's stuff in it. But I still thoroughly enjoy that movie an enormous amount, right?
Yeah.
And so...
And you know what? Super Mario 64 falls under that category for me as well.
Yeah.
At any point, at any time, I will play that fucking game.
Yeah. 100%. I bought the 3D All-Stars thing, not because it's Mario Sunshine, not because of whatever the other third one is. I only wanted 64.
Yeah.
Right.
And it was the only way to get it at that time.
Yeah.
Or get it new.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that it holds its weight, 30 years later?
It's so good.
Ow!
I know.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, like, because to the point
hair
that you were saying, right? Like I have all of those hardcore quintessential memories about Halo in like the tail ends of high school and into college and like all that sort of stuff. And I think I talked about like the Halo barn we built in the back of Gabe's, and Gabe also has passed away. So like these are like some of the last memories I ever have with him.
Yeah.
All that stuff. Halo's not on my list of favorite games.
Yeah.
You know, like I've gone back and tried to play them and they bounce off. I like they just don't feel that great anymore as shooters. Like even Reach, which is my favorite of the times, got some jank to it. I still really like playing Halo games when they come out. I loved Infinite and I was playing a really good time with that. But man, Halo's not going to rank on either a favorite or a best of all time games list for me because there have been, if it's 5 or 10, there have been both objectively and subjectively for me better games since then that I enjoy more now that I would play at the drop of a hat.
I think that was kind of like the crisis I was having when thinking about all of this, because I was just like, I'm so quick to be able to let stuff go outside of Destiny.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Destiny. We're done. We're done here. Anyways, but that was the only thing that kept me. But again, if this was the same situation, is because I was playing it because my friends were playing it.
Sure.
I mean, I liked the story and the music and all that stuff, but like I was playing it because they were there.
Sure.
And now they're not there anymore, so it's like, okay, well, I guess I can finally move on.
Yeah.
Sure.
You know.
Yeah.
But and the majority of hours I sunk into it was just to keep up.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know, so like again, it wasn't because I wanted to play so much. It's nope. If I don't get this, I'm not playing with them
Yeah.
because I need to keep up.
Yeah.
So like looking back at that, but it was again this realization that it's just like I don't have like favorites because like I let everything go. Like I'll enjoy it for that season, but then and I'll be into it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and then just at one point it's just like it just ain't it anymore. And then bye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like it's but like even stuff that's like super important, like spending 10 years playing Destiny, and then it's just like, oh, okay. And then letting it go, it's like, fuck.
Yeah.
You know, that was a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
See, I think that all the games that qualified on my list were games that I have a deep connection to,
Sure.
but also that still hold weight. Like,
Right.
I could play Wii bowling with you right now.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's a favorites
blast.
list.
Dude, I would
Yeah.
play Wii Sports right.
Exactly.
Like on a favorites. I mean, like you can really come out there and say like it's the pinnacle of game development.
Yeah.
No. Like, but that's why I always say like it's favorites versus best, right?
Right. Yeah.
When we're talking about best, like if we ever do like a game of the year thing, right? Like one of my quintessential things is going to be like we need to all agree on what the subjective criteria is we're grading all of these games on.
Sure, yeah.
In order for us to come up with these are the best games of the year.
Yeah.
Favorite? Fuck that shit of the thing. Like, you can put dinosaurs in a movie.
Right, yeah.
Top 5 greatest movies of all time. Right? I don't fucking
Yes.
care. Right? Like, oh, you put dinosaurs in it? Awesome. That
put
game's
Aubrey
great.
Plaza in it?
What was the Adam Driver movie? 65?
65.
Dude,
Yeah.
we saw the preview for that, and the movie's made. Drew and I did. We're like, we're fucking watching.
Yeah. Like,
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
We're there, period.
Yeah, I mean, like, so, like, when you get into the subjective stuff of favorites, I think it is interesting that you're saying that, like, you feel nostalgic.
Mhm.
Like you said that you feel nostalgic, but you're also easy to
Let things go.
let
Yeah.
something go. That's an interesting dichotomy
It's
of,
weird.
of
It is interesting.
because I feel
That's
like
interesting though.
people that are like hyper nostalgic, my experience,
Mhm.
like if people are hyper nostalgic, it's not the let go portion is really difficult.
Oh,
for them.
Yeah. Oh,
and,
sure.
And if they're mentally maybe going through some other stuff, then that's when it turns into really toxic stuff, where it's like,
Right, yeah,
this is
yeah.
new, so it sucks shit,
Yeah.
right?
Oh,
like,
right, yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like that's
I think
the
I'm
not
in a
my Luke
constant-
stuff. That's
Right,
the,
right.
you know,
It's like a constant state of, well, yeah, there's that letting things go, but then also, you know, remembering things for that quick dopamine hit, but which is the nostalgia portion. But then
Sure.
my brain's constantly looking for novels, so it's looking for new,
sure.
you know, something to latch onto, and then it be my favorite thing for a while, but then knowing that it's gonna eventually just, you know, pass through. I mean, that's how things are, I guess, sort
Sure,
of. Sure,
sure.
whatever. You can't, you don't have to do the same thing forever.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, right.
But like, just I was just kind of thinking kind of deep into it because even like Pokemon recently,
Sure.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I went so hard into it so fast and built so much and bought
Sure.
so many things, and now I'm just like, fuck, like I don't even know if I want to play this week, like at all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
like,
that's okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
I know it's
that's
okay,
okay.
but like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It goes right back to that Destiny thing where it's like when I've put so much effort into something, and then you're saying, well, I think it's the thought of wasting my time.
Oh,
You know, so it's like I worked so hard and did this and this and this, whatever, and now like all of that's wasted energy if I don't continue to
Oh, that's
down the
interesting.
path. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I have some pretty strong feelings on all of that. Surprise! But like, but I mean, like, I would say like you didn't waste your time.
Yeah.
Anything that you did in service of bringing yourself joy in that
Oh, yeah,
moment,
sure,
right,
yeah.
or others' joy or
Mhm.
whatever, like anything that you did, it like you would be wasting your time if you were showing up because you felt an obligation to do something
Sure,
because
yeah,
you had like pressed yourself into doing it, right?
Mhm.
Right.
I think your capacity to let go is actually extremely admirable.
Yeah.
And like and like I mean there are whole religions built on the concept of being
Right.
able to like enjoy something thoroughly for the moment that you have it
Right.
and let it go.
Yeah.
Right. And
Without an Elsa song. Don't you do it.
Yeah. But I think you saying like I hold on to that nostalgia and that deep feeling of like love and passion that I had in that moment, but I'm also not attached to it or beholden to it in a way of like where you're stuck in that moment and you're like, oh, I'll never feel this good
Feel that
about
way
something
again.
again.
Right.
You're like, actually, like maybe this new thing will be another wonderful moment to put in the little like to borrow from Inside Out, right? Like a little a little ball
Core memory,
and core memory and go back from there.
No, it's interesting because that just, I mean, I don't know. That also, it's interesting. Sorry. My brain is processing a lot of different pieces at once.
Processing.
But it also tells me that, like, you already have said this, but in a different way. Like, you can also look at, so for example, Legend of Zelda, right? Like, people will just love every Zelda game that comes out and not be objective and go, that one wasn't very good.
It's almost like they have to.
Yeah.
They feel like they have to.
Right.
And so like I will tell you that I love a lot of the Zelda franchise. As I was thinking about my games, I was like, fuck, there's a lot of Zelda games on here. Like there's a link between Worlds. I liked the new Echoes of Wisdom, you know, but I'm also going to tell you that I thought Skyward Sword was dog shit, right?
Okay.
You know, like I'm comfortable critiquing those things because I'm not inherently attached to Zelda.
Yeah.
I have played a Zelda and liked a Zelda, so I'm going to try the next Zelda and see if I like it. I have opinions about Tears of the Kingdom that aren't popular.
Yeah.
Like, you know, so there's that, right?
Yep.
But like, I think there's an emotional intelligence in going, okay, we can be nostalgic for the thing, but we can also be objective and fair about whether or not the whole thing's a good game.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Or a good movie or whatever.
Right. Or best movie. Everything
Or the best
everywhere all at
movie
once.
ever. Yeah.
I'm curious. How are you? So let's say you play Fallen Order, the Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah.
So like, let's say, how are you with comparing things to other things?
I don't typically
I don't
do
know
it.
why I brought up Jedi Fallen Order. That didn't have anything
I
to
don't.
do with
I
my
mean,
point.
if you're talking about like the if comparing like experiences and emotions to old experiences, emotions, sometimes I probably battle those things, but not. It's nothing that's held me back or anything, but.
Because I have like a horrible habit. If I play one thing that's similar to another thing,
Oh.
I'm just like,
comparing it.
I'll tear it apart.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I played this 5 years ago, and that was better. Even though it's not the same franchise, not the same game, not the same genre.
Right.
This was better.
Right, because you want that experience that was better to be part of this experience.
Right.
Yeah. That's tough.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's a component of that that's like, I'd rather go deep than wide, right? Like I'd rather play Dota 2 for 2,000 hours than play Dota and League of Legends and every MOBA.
Yeah.
Right.
That doesn't mean that because I've sunk Dota 2 into 2,000 hours into Dota 2, that any new MOBA that comes out is dog shit and I'm never going to try it because I'm a Dota 2 player, right? It means that like I sampled, I went, okay, this one, like, right? Like when people are like, oh, you play Dota 2, you should try League. I'm like, all right, I'll download League and boot it up. And I go, I'm not feeling anything here that tells me I need to stop playing Dota 2 and play this instead, right? Like I'm just going to play Dota 2.
That's an interesting crossover too for TCGs, I think. Not to segue, but just like, there's a lot of times where I'm like, hey dude, like, now, I'm new to the TCG scene. It's been, a year since I started playing Lorcana, but I've played Pokemon. I've come to the pre-releases and I've played Altered and whatever else. But there's a lot of times where I'll be like, hey, man, or young woman, you should try Lorcana. It's super fun. And I'll get, oh, no, I play Pokemon.
Yeah.
You know, or whatever. And it's like, oh, okay, well, you know, give it a try.
Yeah. I think there's in the TCG space.
It is different. Sorry, not to interrupt you, but it is different because like I think if my opinion is that if you want to be really, really good at a game, you put your full effort into a singular game.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
Right. Yep. Like I approach Lorcana like I've approached too many things in my life. I had a conversation with Aaron about this the other day. Like, I am too competitive.
Sure.
But I
Weird.
But I actually came to the realization like this might be, you know, not a wonderful thing. But anyways, I approached her kind of like everything else in my life. It's like I want to be the best at this. So I'm going to put all my effort into this. So when Drew's like, hey man, do you want to play Star Wars with me or pick up this new TCG? I'm like, I don't want to. I want to win.
I want to win.
Right. All I want to do is win at this, right?
All I do is win, no matter what.
So that's
wild.
different than video games, right?
That's wild. Same brain. That was crazy.
But you know, just to the point, it's different than video games where like you can be really good at this video game and this video game at the same time.
Yeah.
Right.
But I do want to be the best at Witcher 3, so like I understand.
No,
I mean, I have picked games though. To your point, where I'm like, why do you? Think
I'm not going to play anything else. I just want to be the best at this.
Why do you think I do this to myself on my crazy lady journeys with games like Fallen Order and Survivor? It's because I want to look at that and go, I have mastered it, and I know every single thing about it because I enjoy the game so much, and I want to be the fucking best. at it. And I want to improve.
Right.
I want to measure against myself.
I think when people get into TCGs and they're looking at TCGs and you try and talk somebody into TCGs, there's also an element of it where like, and I don't think I'm shocking anybody's brain here, that unless you are extremely disciplined and you are I buy singles only person.
Yes.
And you.
We all do that.
Right.
You right.
Like, I think there is an element of like physical gotcha mechanisms that happen in the TCG place. So when you talk to somebody and you go like, you should try this new TCG, they're like, I financially will never recover. Right? Like,
I'm done.
Like,
it is definitely less accessible than just picking up a video game.
It is definitely less accessible than downloading a free-to-play game and going like, okay, is this free-to-play game?
Come on.
That is why, like, a huge portion of what we do, like, that's why that desk over there has 15, 20 decks behind it of all different TCGs. So when someone says, like, I want to try this game, we
Come
go
to SydeQuest games.
We go, here you go, try the game.
Yeah.
Right? Like, there is no financial investment.
Yeah.
There is no, like, we're not going to be like, oh, you should try this game. Buy the starter deck, right? Go downstairs, try the game, and then come upstairs and buy a starter deck or buy some packs or do whatever you want to do. Like, make sure that it's for you first because all of it should be in service of whatever that new thing is.
Right.
Like, listen, my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles creds are legit. I've been interested in it, leading it since it has existed. Right. I have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles tattoos though.
Where?
Because of the IDW relaunch of the series, which is now more than 10 years old. Yeah. But the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles of the comics. That is why they're tattooed on my arm, right? Because, like, I don't care that it's the new thing. Right, I don't care that it's, you know, I mean, Kevin Eastman did come back to like to be a part of it and all that sort of stuff, but it's just, to me, subjectively, the most important stuff that they've made in that space. I think it's an important read philosophically and spiritually, especially the first 10 years of it that have been made. And even the new stuff is phenomenal. But like, something new my opinion is, frankly, something new should always be better than whatever has preceded it.
Sure.
Right? Like, there is, now that doesn't mean that like you can't mess up. Right? You can't like to that point, like you do maybe hit the lightning in the bottle one time, right? But like conceptually, if your brain is stuck in the like, well, the first one has to have been the best, or that was the first thing I ever interacted with, so anything new or anything different or anything that's changed on it, like
if you're thinking like that, you've
watched too many Disney sequels.
I think if you're thinking like that, you're just I don't want to say wrong, but
you're hindering yourself.
You're hindering yourself because you should be like,
you're getting in your own way.
Super Mario 64 was fucking awesome. And in my opinion, it's still the best Mario game ever. But anytime a new Mario game comes out, I'm like, I want this to be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I hope this is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
You know? It's not like, this, I'm going to instantly compare this to 64.
Yeah. It's about not going in with a preconceived notion that it's going to be dog shit.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
because you just get in your own way at that point.
It's almost like
Or
this is the first Mario. Let's treat this like it's the first Mario game I've played.
Or if something changes from the thing that you love,
Mhm.
it doesn't make it objectively worse
Yeah.
Right.
than the thing that you love. Because first off, it doesn't erase the thing that you love.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Still there.
it's
Still
still there. Like if
Right.
you want to, if anybody's like, hey, the new IDW series is dog shit, and the best Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that's ever existed is the cartoon, is the late '80s, early '90s cartoon.
There it is.
Great, it's there.
Yep.
Like,
Go watch it.
like there's no skin off my back. Like the meaning to me of whatever is like it doesn't change. Like it doesn't like, and we can get back and forth. Like again, if we're trying to objectively define a list under
Right,
green
yeah.
paradigms, that's another thing. But like, I think when we're talking about things that we love and we talk about it like why we love things, it should always be because of those moments that we feel while we're doing them
Yeah.
that are
Mhm.
positive but also with what you tapped into, which is like they aren't going to last forever.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Like I will never go back and feel the way I felt reading the pages of the IDW comic for the first time. And if I go
Right.
back and do it again in search of that, or if I expect every new thing to make me feel that
Yeah,
you're
way,
gonna be let down.
I will always set myself up for being
Yeah,
let down.
yeah,
But if I
yeah.
come to it with an open mind and go, what's this? What's interesting about this? Why is this going to be cool? That's when you trip into something that might become your new favorite, that
Mhm.
might
Right.
become the new thing. And you can go, this one's not for me, or this is kind of for me, or I like this third best, or whatever. And that's all fun.
My
but
favorite
like,
things are the ones that like just come out of nowhere and then are the best things ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
So has everyone here seen
Everything.
Everything,
Every-
everywhere, all at
yes.
once.
Yes.
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 You haven't seen
Yeah.
I
it.
haven't seen it. Yeah.
So if I had a list of favorites at this current time,
Sure.
it is number one.
Yeah.
In
Really?
in all
That movie's
movies.
fucking
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It
It's
is.
a good movie.
There's no movie that one is it's a mind fuck at
Sure.
some points, but it's also super heartfelt. So
Yeah.
I'm crying at one moment, and then I'm laughing at another
Yeah.
moment, and then my mind's fucked at another spot, and then it has the best fucking action choreography I've ever seen, while being totally unserious and completely serious at the same time.
Yeah.
So it was like what, like when I was watching this, I'm like, holy shit! Like
Yeah.
when I got finished with that movie, like not knowing about it really at all, and then going through it, I was like, dude, this is it. Like I felt so much in
Yeah.
that movie.
Mhm.
Like in there, I mean, and some movies will give you a couple of those things,
Sure.
right? But this thing was just like, this has it all,
Mm.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I can watch that movie pretty much every day. I don't know what it is
Yeah.
about that movie.
And that's-
Oh, it's
but
phenomenal.
still,
It's
I'm
cool.
hoping 10 years down the line, it's not like completely falling off into my Halo 2 reservoir. You know, like I
Sure.
want to, like it's just,
But
I
if-
feel like it's
But
not,
if
though.
it
But
okay,
it can.
does.
It's all right if it does.
Right?
Yeah.
Like
all right if it
because
does.
hopefully at that point in time, 10
Something
years
else-
from now,
there's something else,
else
yes,
that
yes.
surprised you and made you feel great
Sure,
in all
sure.
those in similar or different or new ways
Mhm.
or whatever. I love the surprises. The surprises are what it's always about. And yeah, there's my tried and true franchises and,
Sure,
and
yeah.
worlds that I love to be in and explore and try something
Right.
new in. But anytime I can
Well, I
poke
think that
into
was the
something
other
new.
part too, is because it wasn't a franchise; it was something different.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
something new, and I think the novel idea mixed with how great it was with all of that stuff was just, you know, like this wasn't a Batman movie. This
Yeah.
wasn't like
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
like
It
so
wasn't
was-
some redone IP.
right. And,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know anything behind it. I don't think there was previous.
I don't believe so.
I don't think so.
paper documents
Sure.
that led to it. I think it was just a completely original thing. But for the love of God, watch that movie,
Yeah, I will.
please.
I will.
Please.
I will.
Yeah.
I
will
want
make-
you to get back
I
on me
will
on
make-
this.
I will make the time to. I will
Yes.
make the time to make that happen very soon because
It's very-
it's been on the list.
Yeah.
Of like I gotta watch this thing because
Yeah.
like it's one of those things where like everybody whose opinion
Yeah,
I
for sure.
respect in the space is like hey, you gotta watch that fucking movie. It was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
And
The Wild Robot.
Wild Robot is also Wild
Yes,
Robot was
yeah.
instantly on the
Yeah.
list and then was in theaters for like 4 seconds.
Yeah, it was quick.
unfortunately.
Yeah,
And-
straight to
and,
Peacock.
And
Oh,
And then you'll get to learn what Rekakuni is.
okay.
well, my party peoples.
Yeah.
Admittedly, I fucked up the 8:15 thing. It's like 9 o'clock. That's my bad.
Hey, I'll fucking keep going.
Yeah,
I love
We
this.
didn't even do the other favorites. We touched on it.
Yeah.
Didn't do it.
What about a lightning round?
We'll be back.
Lightning round?
Yeah,
Everybody
yeah.
get one?
No explains. Just throw them out.
Explain, just throw them out.
It was the
Let's
category,
do a fucking
category
round.
video game.
My favorite
Video games.
TCG. Oh, video games.
Yeah.
I love
Video
it.
games?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I just
It's
think
gonna be
that's
harder
the
than I
quickest.
thought.
That's the quickest lightning round.
Top 5?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
No, I'm not doing
I'm
a
not
top
doing
five.
top five.
I'm not doing a top
Y'all
five.
be here
lightning round.
forever.
Yeah.
Top 1.
Yeah, I can't
All right.
keep my mouth shut for a top
Or
five.
Super Mario
Mario
up if you got to.
Super
Fair.
Mario 64.
Ron,
I'm just gonna go with Destiny because of my ties.
you did explain that.
Yes.
Drew. Lightning! What the fuck?
Team Fortress 2.
There you go. TF2.
Horizon series,
Nice.
asterisk, The Witcher 3.
Witcher 3. Yes.
The God of War series is mine.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Now, it's been your boy.
That
was it? There was no
the
other?
only other round we didn't get to?
Well, the favorite TCG memory. But
Okay, yeah,
that takes
Can't do
explanation.
that.
Yeah. We should save that one for. Let's do that one. We'll tease it. Let's do that one when we do our rotation episode.
Okay.
When we talk about
Yeah.
rotation and,
Yeah.
and talk
That
about
makes sense. That
because
makes
we've got a lot of
Okay.
rotation information on Lorcana and Star Wars and
Yeah.
Pokemon's coming
A
up
lot of
now.
rotation. Everybody
So
dancing and shit.
yeah,
Yeah.
so
Square dancing.
yep.
They out here dancing.
Talking about out
line
with the old, in
dances.
with the new. We can talk about what we like about the old.
All right, team. Josh, thanks for joining us.
Of course.
Yeah.
Big ups. Big Grady out here. Grady Stone. That's what they call me. I'm out here grateful. Grateful to the shop, grateful to Drew, grateful to friends. And games and the people who play it. It's been SydeQuest. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Neuralink update. Everything
Everything shut down.
Oh my god. Yeah. It was ambitious that we thought we were.
An hour and a half.
No.